Imagine waking up just 7 days from now and looking in the mirror, seeing someone completely changed. Not just in appearance, but in mindset, habits, and confidence. This isn't about quick fixes or empty promises. It's about taking real steps every day to reshape your life and become a stronger, clearer, and more focused version of yourself. In this guide, you'll discover practical actions that anyone can do, starting immediately, to build resilience, sharpen your focus, and create lasting change. Each part will give you tools that feel doable and meaningful, helping you break old patterns and take control of your future. If you're ready to stop waiting and start transforming, stick around. This journey will show you how to become unrecognizable in just 1 week. Chapter 1. Wake up early and take full control now. Waking up early is a simple act, but it carries deep meaning. It is not just about getting out of bed. It's about making a choice to no longer drift through life. Most people start their day reacting. They wake up late, rush to meet deadlines, scroll through their phones, and go through the motions without direction. That is not control. That is not freedom. That is survival. And survival is not a life. When you choose to rise early, you are making a declaration. You are saying, I am ready to take responsibility for how my life unfolds. That mindset alone separates those who grow from those who stay stuck. The way you begin your day shows how you treat your time, and how you treat your time is how you treat your future. If you wake up only when you're forced to, you are living passively. But if you rise early by choice, you begin to feel a shift inside. You're no longer waiting for the world to push you into motion. You are creating your own momentum. That's where self-respect grows. That's where clarity forms. That's where your personal power begins. You don't need to be perfect about it. You just need to be consistent. Waking up early doesn't mean forcing yourself out of bed at 4 a.m. if your body isn't ready. It means waking up earlier than you normally would and using that time for yourself. Not for emails, not for noise, but for clarity, action, and peace. Even waking up just 30 minutes earlier than usual can give you the space to start building the life you keep saying you want. That time becomes your edge, your reset, your preparation. It's the space where you can breathe before the world starts demanding your attention. In that quiet time, you can begin to listen to your thoughts, not through the lens of anxiety or distraction, but with presence. You begin to see what matters and what doesn't. You begin to notice the small things you've been ignoring, your stress, your fatigue, your lack of direction. Waking up early gives you time to face those things without pressure. It gives you the chance to get honest about what's holding you back and what needs to change. This is where transformation starts. Not with some grand gesture or overnight miracle, but with small repeated actions done every single morning. Imagine how different your life would feel if every day began with purpose instead of panic. Imagine starting the day by building your body, sharpening your mind, reviewing your goals, or simply sitting in silence with a cup of water and your own thoughts. That version of you becomes calmer, stronger, and more certain. You are no longer guessing your way through life. You're designing it. From the very first hour, you will meet resistance. That's part of the process. Your mind will try to pull you back into comfort. You'll hear thoughts like, just 5 more minutes, or I'll start tomorrow, or I'm too tired. But those are not your truths. Those are your habits speaking. Habits that have kept you in the same place for too long. And the only way to break a habit is to act in opposition to it. You don't have to feel motivated, you just have to move. Get out of bed when the alarm rings. Sit up, put your feet on the ground, breathe, and begin. This isn't just about productivity. It's about identity. Every time you choose to rise when it's hard, you are becoming someone new, someone with discipline, someone who follows through, someone who doesn't quit at the first sign of discomfort. That kind of character doesn't happen by accident. It is shaped through repeated choices made in moments no one sees, and the morning is full of those moments. It's the most honest time of day. No noise, no pressure, just you and the decisions you're willing to make. In the early morning, you are not being pulled in 20 directions. You have space to reflect, to plan, to visualize. If you don't decide your day, someone else will. If you don't set your direction, distractions will do it for you. Waking up early gives you back that control. It gives you the time to map your priorities before the world interrupts. You can review what needs to get done. You can think about what habits need to be built. You can assess what kind of person you want to be today, not in theory, but in action. Those who wake up late often feel like time is slipping through their fingers. They feel behind, they feel rushed, and that urgency stays with them all day. They don't eat well, they don't think clearly. They react instead of responding. They survive instead of living. But those who start the day early have already won something. They've done something difficult before the sun even rose. That builds confidence. That builds momentum. That sense of control spreads into everything else. Their conversations, their work, their choices. Don't overcomplicate your morning. Keep it simple. That's the secret. You don't need 10-step rituals, you need consistency. Wake up, hydrate, move your body, sit in stillness, write what matters. Think about how you want to live today. Keep it focused, keep it intentional. That's where your edge will come from. Not from doing more, but from doing what matters most, without distraction or delay. Some people think early mornings are for the overly ambitious or the obsessed. But waking up early isn't about being extreme. It's about being serious. Serious about your time. Serious about your growth. Serious about the way you show up for life. If you've been feeling stuck, overwhelmed, or unclear, start here. Start with your mornings. This one habit, rising earlier, can change how you experience the rest of the day. It can be the difference between reacting and responding, between confusion and clarity, between drifting and leading. There's something sacred about the early hours, not in a spiritual way, but in the sense that this time is untouched. It hasn't been polluted yet by the demands of the day. It's a window of purity and control. If you're always exhausted or feel like life is running ahead of you, this is your chance to slow it down, to get ahead of the chaos before it begins, to build strength quietly, before anyone sees the results. Eventually, you will crave this time. You'll feel it when you don't have it. You'll notice how quickly your day derails when it starts with distraction. But that realization only comes after you've tasted the stillness, after you've experienced how much clearer, stronger, and more stable you feel when your day begins with intention. This is the mindset shift. You are not just someone who gets up early. You are someone who values your future so much that you're willing to sacrifice short-term comfort for long-term strength. And this is not about being perfect every morning. There will be days when you sleep in. There will be days when you feel off. That doesn't mean you've failed. What matters is that you return, that you don't let one rough morning turn into a week of excuses. What matters is that you keep choosing to rise, even when it's not convenient, especially when it's not convenient. Because that's where self-respect lives, in the quiet choices that no one else sees, but that define the direction of your life. People will notice something different about you. They won't be able to name it right away, but they'll sense it. You'll be calmer in chaos, more direct in your speech, more consistent in your habits. That's the effect of ownership, of taking charge of your time, your energy, your thoughts. That transformation begins in the early hours. That's when you make the decision to stop being a slave to distraction and start being a leader in your own life. So if you truly want to become unrecognizable in 1 week, start here. Start by reclaiming the time most people waste. Start by doing what's uncomfortable. Start by rising while others sleep. That decision doesn't require a perfect plan. It requires honesty. It requires effort. And it requires belief. Belief that you are capable of more, that you are not defined by who you've been, but by what you're willing to do starting now. Waking up early is not about being better than anyone. It's about becoming better than who you were yesterday. It's about gaining back the hours you gave away and using them to build a future you're proud of. The world will always try to pull you back into passivity, into distractions, into noise, but you have the power to rise above that, to step into each day with clarity, strength, and purpose. And all of that starts when you choose to rise early, take full control, and own your life, one morning at a time. Chapter 2. Cut out distractions and protect your mental focus. You can't change your life if you keep getting pulled in 10 different directions. Distraction is not just a minor inconvenience. It is a direct attack on your potential. It is how days get wasted, ideas disappear, goals lose their meaning, and people slowly give up on themselves without even realizing it. You don't need more time. You need more attention. You need to protect your mind from the noise that constantly tries to steal your focus. And that starts by being honest about what's getting in the way. Your phone is not neutral. Every notification, every random scroll, every piece of content you didn't choose but passively consumed is shaping how you think, feel, and act. Most of your energy doesn't disappear because of lack of effort. It gets drained by things that don't deserve your attention. You're not tired because you work too hard. You're tired because your rhyme is always being interrupted. Real productivity requires silence. Real growth demands space. If your brain is constantly being pulled in different directions, you'll never have enough clarity to see where you're really headed. Distractions have become so normal that most people don't even notice how addicted they are to being interrupted. They check their phones without realizing it. They open multiple tabs without thinking. They consume information they don't need, and then they wonder why they feel overwhelmed, anxious, or lost. But this isn't about removing all noise. It's about choosing what deserves to enter your mental space. Your mind is not a garbage bin. Stop throwing junk into it just because you're bored or uncomfortable. The most dangerous distractions are not the loudest ones. They are the subtle ones that feel harmless. Checking your email every few minutes, replying to messages immediately, constantly flipping between apps, tabs, or tasks. You tell yourself you're being productive, but in reality, your focus is being fractured. And when your attention is split, the quality of your thoughts suffers. You don't need to do more. You need to do less with greater focus. That's how progress is made, one clear action at a time, fully present, fully committed. If you want to become unrecognizable, you have to treat your attention like it's gold. Not everyone deserves your time. Not every message needs a response right now. Not every trend needs your opinion. The truth is, most things can wait, but your peace, your clarity, your mission, those can't wait anymore. You've already lost too much time to noise. It's time to take it back by setting real boundaries. That means saying no more often. That means being unreachable sometimes. That means being fully present with what truly matters and unapologetic about ignoring the rest. Start by looking around your environment. Is it helping you focus or pulling you away? If your space is chaotic, your mind will reflect that. Clean your desk, turn off unnecessary notifications, put your phone in another room if you have to. Use tools that block distracting websites if they keep pulling you in. This isn't about being perfect. It's about making your surroundings work for you, not against you. You can't change your thinking if your environment constantly tempts you to drift. Then, go deeper. What are the mental habits keeping you distracted? Are you using noise to avoid something you don't want to face? Are you jumping from one thing to another because you're scared to slow down and sit with yourself? Distraction is often a defense. It protects you from discomfort, but it also keeps you small. If you really want clarity, you have to get uncomfortable. You have to sit in the silence. You have to stop running from your own thoughts. Only then can you hear what actually matters. Protecting your focus doesn't mean living in isolation. It means being intentional about where your energy goes. Talk to fewer people, but go deeper in those conversations. Do fewer things, but do them better. Read fewer books, but understand them more deeply. When you stop chasing stimulation, you start building depth, and depth is what makes a person powerful. Surface-level attention creates surface-level results. Focused attention creates something meaningful. You have to understand that your brain is not wired to multitask. Every time you switch tasks, you lose time and momentum. Even if it's just a few seconds, those seconds add up to hours of wasted effort. If you want to do work that matters, if you want to create a life that has meaning, you need to learn how to stay with one thing until it's done. Not half done, not partially complete. Done. That's how you build trust with yourself. That's how you build self-respect. That's how you rise. It's not enough to want to focus. You have to build habits that support it. Set specific time blocks in your day where nothing gets to interrupt you. Not people, not phones, not emails. Create mental space before and after these blocks so your brain can reset. Take short breaks in silence, not through distractions. Protect the first hour of your morning from screens. Use that time to plan, reflect, or build something quietly. This is how focus becomes a way of life, not something you chase, but something you live. Cutting distractions also means confronting your need to always be entertained. Most people don't have a focus problem. They have an addiction to stimulation. If there's silence, they fill it. If they're alone, they scroll. If there's boredom, they escape. But boredom is not the enemy. It is space, and space is where ideas grow. You can't come up with anything original. If your mind is always stuffed with other people's opinions, you need emptiness. You need stillness. That's where direction is found. Sometimes you have to be ruthless with what you cut out. People who constantly complain, tasks that look productive but don't move you forward, habits that feel comfortable but take away your strength. If it costs you your peace, it's too expensive. If it takes you off your path, it's not worth it. You don't need to explain yourself. You don't need permission. You just need to decide that your focus matters more than anything else. That's the shift. That's when change becomes possible. There will always be something trying to pull you back. A notification, a drama, a new trend, a distraction disguised as opportunity. You have to build the discipline to ignore it. You have to remind yourself that not everything deserves a response. Your job is not to chase everything. Your job is to stay with what you've committed to. And the more you do that, the more your mind will trust you. It will stop running. It will stop avoiding. It will finally slow down and work with you instead of against you. Once you start cutting out what doesn't matter, you begin to feel lighter, clearer, more powerful. You begin to notice how much of your life was spent reacting. And that realization is painful, but it's also freeing, because once you see it, you can change it. You can take that energy back and put it into building something real, something meaningful, something that reflects who you actually are, not who the world keeps trying to turn you into. Focus is not a personality trait. It is a choice you make every day. Every time you pick up your phone, you're choosing to lose your attention. Every time you check something for the 100th time, you're telling your mind it doesn't need to stay present. But when you say no to distraction, you are saying yes to self-mastery. And self-mastery is where freedom begins. This is not about perfection. You'll still get distracted. You'll still have moments of weakness. But what matters is how quickly you return. How fiercely you protect your focus once you realize it's slipping. That muscle grows over time, and the stronger it gets, the more grounded you feel. Not because life got easier, but because your mind stopped being pulled in 1,000 directions. You became centered, and from that center, anything is possible. Chapter 3. Clean your space and reset your physical energy. Your environment is a mirror of your internal state. If your space is cluttered, chaotic, or neglected, it reflects how much of your energy is being drained without you realizing it. Most people feel mentally stuck, not because their minds are broken, but because they live in spaces that keep them scattered. You cannot feel clear in the middle of mess. You cannot feel powerful surrounded by objects that carry the weight of procrastination, confusion, or emotional baggage. The things you see every day influence the way you think and feel. This is why cleaning your space is not a chore, it's a reset for your entire being. Every item around you holds a message. Some things remind you of progress, others remind you of failure. Some inspire action, others drain you silently. When your room is full of unfinished tasks, dirty clothes, stacked dishes, or items you no longer use, your energy drops before you even start your day. You tell yourself you can ignore the mess, but your nervous system doesn't. It stays in a low-grade state of alert, constantly trying to sort through visual clutter. That's why you feel tired, even when you haven't done much. That's why you avoid certain corners of your home. That's why your thoughts feel heavy. The weight is not in your mind, it's in your space. Cleaning your space is not about appearances. It's about regaining control over your surroundings. It's about creating an environment that supports your growth instead of blocking it. When your room is clean, your thoughts become sharper. When your desk is organized, your actions become clearer. When your closet holds only what you actually wear and value, your decisions become quicker. You stop wasting mental energy on things that don't matter. That energy goes back into your body. It fuels clarity, confidence, and forward motion. Start with what you see first. Your entryway, your desk, your bed. These areas set the tone. If the first thing you see is disorder, your body responds with tension. If what you see is simplicity and order, your body relaxes and your brain focuses. This is not about perfection, it's about intentional energy. Fold the clothes, throw out what's broken, wipe down the surfaces, empty the trash, keep only what serves your current goals. When you clear the physical space, you make room for new thoughts, stronger decisions, and higher energy. Cleaning also gives you momentum. Small physical actions lead to larger internal shifts. You start by organizing your table and suddenly you feel capable of making a hard phone call you've been avoiding. You sweep the floor and then finally open that unread email You donate unused items and then feel brave enough to make a decision you've been postponing for months. This is how energy works. When you change your outer world, your inner world begins to rise with it. It's not magic, it's biology. Movement creates activation. Completion builds confidence. Clean space equals less friction. Less friction means more flow. There's also something powerful about doing something simple and finishing it fully. Most people live in cycles of starting and not finishing. They live with half-done tasks that hang over them like invisible pressure. When you finish something completely, cleaning a drawer, folding a load of laundry, wiping a mirror, you train your brain to complete, not delay. You build mental sharpness through physical follow-through, and that consistency bleeds into other parts of your life. You begin showing up fully. You begin finishing what you start. You begin acting instead of avoiding. If you feel like your energy is always low, take a close look at your environment. Is it full of things that energize you or drain you? Does it support who you want to become, or does it keep you tied to who you were? Most people surround themselves with things that represent old identities, failed attempts, or unfinished decisions. And every time they look at those things, they get pulled backward. If you want to move forward, you have to release what no longer reflects your direction. Clean space is not empty. It is open. It invites growth. It invites clarity. It reminds you that you are not stuck. You're just buried beneath too much. You also have to consider your physical energy. Movement, light, air, and order all affect how you feel. A room with natural light, clean air, and open space lifts your energy without effort. A dark, dusty, overcrowded space makes everything feel harder. That's not laziness, it's environment working against you. Adjust the lighting. Let air circulate. Open a window. Play soft music. Use scents that energize you. Even small adjustments can create big shifts in how you feel. You don't need a new home. You need to treat your current space with more intention. Cleaning your space is also an act of self-respect. You're telling yourself, I deserve to live in a place that reflects order, care, and strength. You're showing your brain that your well-being matters, that your time is valuable, that your future is worth preparing for. When you treat your space with attention, your confidence grows. You walk differently. You speak differently. You carry yourself with more presence. And others feel that. They notice your clarity. They notice your stillness. They notice your strength. That strength was built through simple acts. Sweeping the floor, making your bed, organizing your thoughts by organizing your environment. People underestimate how much of their struggle is caused by what surrounds them. It's not always the big problems. Sometimes it's the pile of papers you keep ignoring, the dirty mirror you haven't cleaned, the corner of the room that's become a storage dump. These things send signals to your nervous system. They remind you of unfinished work. They drain your presence, and over time they chip away at your energy. Cleaning them is not a side task. It is the task, because every piece of order you create outside helps restore order inside. You don't need to overhaul your entire home in a day. Just choose one area, one drawer, one shelf, one corner. Clean it fully. Throw away what you don't need. Wipe it down. Put things where they belong. Then step back and notice how your body feels. Cleaner, lighter, more focused. That's not a coincidence. That's you reclaiming your energy. Keep going. Choose the next space. Repeat. With each act of order, you are building a version of yourself who lives with clarity, acts with purpose, and stands in strength. This habit becomes a foundation. When life gets chaotic, you return to it. When your mind feels scattered, you clean. When emotions feel heavy, you organize. You don't run. You reset. That's discipline. That's resilience. That's how you become someone others respect, and someone you respect even more. The rock is not glamorous, but it's real. And it works, not in weeks or months, but instantly. Every time you clean, you're lifting weight off your mind. You're taking one more step toward becoming unrecognizable in the best possible way. Chapter 4. Start a strict routine and follow it daily. A strict routine gives your life structure when everything else feels uncertain. Without it, your days blur together and nothing truly moves forward. You may start with motivation, but without a daily system, that motivation burns out quickly. People often wait for the perfect time to change. But the truth is, change begins the moment you make a choice and repeat it. A strong routine is not just about waking up early or checking off boxes. It's about creating a clear path for your mind and body to follow every single day, without negotiation, without excuses, and without emotional delays. When you have a strict routine, your day is no longer controlled by how you feel in the moment. You don't need to wait to feel inspired. You just follow the plan. That removes hesitation, which is where most people waste their lives. Every time you stop to think, delay or negotiate with yourself, you lose momentum. But when your routine is clear and tight, your mind doesn't wander. You don't ask, should I do this now? You already know. You've decided in advance. That's power. It's not about doing 100 things. It's about doing a few things that matter and doing them with complete discipline. Wake up at the same time. Begin the day with intention. Start with something that centers you: silence, movement, reading, reflection. Then you move into your most important work. Not the easiest thing, not the most urgent thing, the most important thing. The thing that moves your life forward. You handle it before the world demands your attention. That sets the tone. You're not reacting, you're creating. The rest of your day follows that same level of intentionality. You schedule breaks, you schedule meals, you schedule work, and you follow through without questioning it. There is no magic in the routine itself. It's the consistency that changes you. It's showing up again and again, even when you don't want to, that builds strength, clarity, and confidence. Every time you follow the routine, you're proving to yourself that you are trustworthy, that your words mean something, that you don't just dream, you act. You don't build confidence by talking about your goals. You build it by doing the things you said you would do, every day, no matter what. A strict routine strips away your excuses. It makes you face your laziness. It makes you confront your resistance. But that's exactly where the growth is. Most people are waiting to feel ready, but readiness never comes. What comes is discipline. What comes is momentum, and that only appears once you move. At first, following a strict routine will feel uncomfortable. Your old habits will try to pull you back. You'll crave flexibility. You'll want to take a day off. That's your old self speaking, the one that kept you stuck. You cannot become unrecognizable by staying comfortable. Comfort builds nothing. If you want to feel different, look different, live different, then you need to move with precision. A strict routine removes the chaos. It brings order to your life, and with order comes power. The goal isn't perfection. The goal is consistency. You will have off days. You might feel tired. You might feel tempted to skip. But the moment you follow through anyway, you change who you are. You stop being someone who gives up. You become someone who follows through. One day of discipline becomes two. Two becomes a week. A week becomes a habit. And a habit becomes your new identity. This is how transformation happens, not all at once, but day by day, brick by brick. Your strict routine also protects your energy. When your actions are planned, you waste less time. You don't jump from task to task. You don't waste hours deciding what to do next. You have clarity. That clarity frees up mental energy for deeper focus and creativity. You get more done in less time. You feel less drained at the end of the day. That's not about working harder. It's about working smarter. It's about building a rhythm that sustains you instead of draining you. Structure also improves your emotional health. When your days have a flow, your mind feels safer. You don't wake up anxious. You don't fall asleep overwhelmed. You know what's coming. You've already decided what matters. You're not reacting to life. You're responding with strength. That sense of control reduces stress and improves mood. You stop being at the mercy of random events and start shaping your own experience. That's freedom, and it begins with discipline. The most successful people in the world are not the most talented. They are the most consistent. They do the same important things every day, regardless of how they feel. They treat their routine like a commitment, like a contract. And because of that, their results compound over time. You can do the same, but you must get serious. No more trying, no more seeing how it goes. Choose your routine and follow it strictly. Don't change it every week. Don't adjust it every time something gets hard. Let it shape you. Let it train your focus. Let it sharpen your mind and condition your willpower. Don't make your routine too complicated. Start with 3 core pillars. 1 thing for your body, 1 thing for your mind, and 1 thing for your future. Move every day, learn every day, build every day. That's enough to create a complete shift. You don't need a 30-step morning ritual. You need simple, clear actions that you stick to no matter what. Wake up early. Move your body. Eat with purpose. Work with focus. Reflect before sleep. That alone can shift your entire life in 1 week, if done with intensity. Track your days. Check off your habits. Let yourself see progress. Let your brain witness your new identity taking form. Each day you follow the routine, you build self-trust, and with self-trust, anything is possible. The person who trusts themselves no longer hesitates. They move fast. They speak with confidence. They follow their own lead. That kind of power can't be bought. It can only be built, and the way you build it is through daily discipline. When others are distracted, you're focused. When others are sleeping in, you're already in motion. When others make excuses, you're executing. This difference doesn't show up overnight, but it becomes impossible to ignore over time. The results stack. The confidence grows, and soon you're not the same person you were last week. Your habits have changed. Your decisions have changed. Your posture has changed. Your presence has changed. You've become unrecognizable in the best way possible, and it all started with one choice: to follow a strict routine every single day. Chapter 5. Face your fears and take bold, uncomfortable steps. Most people live small because they wait until fear disappears before they act. But fear never leaves on its own. It only disappears when you walk straight into it. Every major change, every life upgrade, every transformation begins on the other side of discomfort. It starts the moment you stop running and decide to face what you've been avoiding. If you want to become someone entirely different in just 1 week, you have to start doing the exact things that make you hesitate, the things you've convinced yourself you're not ready for. The truth is, fear doesn't mean stop, it means go. You already know what you're afraid of. Maybe it's speaking up. Maybe it's starting over. Maybe it's telling the truth. Maybe it's changing direction. But no matter what the fear is, the power you need is already inside you. Fear thrives in silence. The more you avoid it, the bigger it feels. The more you face it, the smaller it becomes. The discomfort never lasts as long as you think it will. That moment of pressure, of racing heart, of shaky breath is only temporary, but the reward for getting through it is permanent. Every time you face a fear, you build something strong inside you. You become someone who acts anyway. Courage is not a personality trait. It's a decision. You don't need to feel brave to be brave. You just need to move. It doesn't matter if your hands shake. It doesn't matter if your voice cracks. All that matters is that you act. Do not wait to feel confident before you take the bold step. Confidence is built because you took it. The world opens up to those who lean into the things they're scared of, not the ones who avoid them. Growth doesn't happen by staying safe. It happens when you step into the place that makes you uncomfortable and keep moving through it. You've played it safe long enough. That safety has a cost. It dulls your mind. It shrinks your soul. It makes your goals feel far away, like they belong to someone else. But the moment you stop avoiding and start attacking your fears directly, something powerful shifts. You begin to trust yourself again. You start making bold moves. You stop holding back. And when you stop holding back, you become unstoppable. The first few steps will feel heavy. Your mind will try to negotiate, to delay, to talk you out of it. Don't listen. Do it anyway. The only way to make fear weaker is to move through it. If you keep waiting for it to go away, you will stay stuck. Your fear is not a wall, it's a door. It only looks like a barrier from the outside. But once you push, you realize it opens. The weight on your chest starts to lift. The shaking fades. You start to breathe deeper, and you realize something life-changing, that fear has no power over a person who acts anyway. The bold step doesn't need to be big. It just needs to be real. Even the smallest courageous decision creates momentum. That momentum builds belief. That belief builds identity. And that new identity leads to a new life. The uncomfortable step is the most honest step. It's the thing you know you need to do, but haven't. The longer you delay, the heavier it feels. But the moment you commit, the energy comes back. Your brain lights up. Your body re-engages. Your confidence starts to rise. You don't become unrecognizable by repeating easy patterns. You do it by interrupting them. You shock your system out of autopilot. You face the difficult conversation. You say no when you usually say yes. You move when you normally freeze. That's what starts the transformation. Stop telling yourself it's not the right time. The right time is the moment you realize you're scared. That's your signal to move. Every time you feel fear, there's a window to grow. But the window doesn't stay open forever. If you don't act fast, your old habits pull you back. So act fast. Don't overthink it. Don't wait for the perfect plan. Just take the first step. Messy, uncomfortable, imperfect. Do the thing that you know needs to be done. Send the message. Apply for the opportunity. Start the conversation. Change the direction. Once you do, your brain learns that fear doesn't have to control you. The bolder your steps, the faster your identity changes. Each time you move through discomfort, you become more aware of your potential. You see new sides of yourself. You become proud of your decisions, not just your thoughts. You stop saying, "I wish," and start saying, "I did." The fear that once controlled you becomes fuel, and suddenly the things that used to paralyze you don't even slow you down. That shift doesn't take years. It takes courage, repeated daily. Courage becomes your new habit. Taking bold steps forces you to grow. You have to stretch. You have to learn. You have to adapt. And in that process, you meet a version of yourself that you've never seen before, one that's powerful, one that's focused, one that's in control. That version of you doesn't wait for approval. That version doesn't need permission. That version acts with clarity and accepts the discomfort that comes with real change. Because real change is never easy, but it is worth it. Most of the people you admire, the ones who seem fearless, weren't born that way. They just acted more times than they hesitated. That's the only difference. You can do the same. You don't need more time. You don't need more information. You need to stop playing small. Stop hiding behind what-ifs. You've already lost too much time to fear. Now it's time to gain something from it. Let it push you instead of paralyze you. Let it light the fire instead of kill the spark. Step into it and don't look back. You only have 7 days to become unrecognizable. That means you can't afford to avoid the things that scare you. If you do, you'll stay the same. And staying the same is a slow form of regret. But if you lean into the discomfort, if you act when it's hard, speak when it's scary, move when it's unfamiliar, you'll build something rare. You'll build real strength. You'll build real confidence. You'll build a version of yourself that you don't just like, you respect. So ask yourself, what have you been avoiding? What bold action have you delayed? What conversation have you tiptoed around? What habit have you been too afraid to break? Find that thing, stare it down, and move. Don't wait for the perfect feeling. Just decide and do it. The discomfort will fade, but the person you become will stay. That's the power of facing fear. That's how you change your life, one bold step at a time. Chapter 6. Write your goals and review them every night. Most people carry their goals in their minds like fog, unclear, shifting, and hard to hold. That's why so little changes. If you want to create a dramatic shift in your life in just 1 week, your first responsibility is to stop keeping your goals vague. You need to get specific. You need to write them down, clearly, boldly, and in your own words. Not once. Every single night. This isn't a feel-good habit. It's a reprogramming process. Writing your goals every night is how you tell your mind what matters. It's how you redirect your energy towards something real instead of reacting to the world on autopilot. There's something powerful that happens when you take what's inside your head and put it on paper. You stop hoping and start committing. You stop drifting and start directing. Your brain is constantly bombarded by distractions, pressures, and impulses. If you don't give it instructions, it will follow whatever pulls hardest in the moment. But when you write your goals deliberately by hand, you override the noise. You remind yourself what you're building. You remember what you're fighting for. And the more often you do it, the harder it becomes to betray those goals with your actions. Writing down your goals isn't just about clarity. It's about identity. The more you see your goals in front of you, the more they become a part of who you are. Each night that you write them, you reinforce the identity of someone with direction, someone with purpose, someone who is serious. You stop being someone who reacts to life and start becoming someone who designs it. That shift doesn't take years. It takes consistent mental alignment. And reviewing your goals every night gives your mind one final message before sleep. This is where I'm going. This is what matters. Sleep is not just rest. It's reinforcement. Whatever your mind focuses on before bed often gets replayed and stored. If you end your day with noise, scrolling, and worry, that's what you carry into the next. But if you end your day reviewing your goals, you plant seeds of intention that grow stronger overnight. Your subconscious begins to work on them. Your decisions the next day start to reflect them. You find yourself resisting temptations that once had power over you. Not because of willpower, but because you've told your brain what you truly value, and now it listens. This habit sounds simple, but it's not easy. It takes effort to be consistent. It takes honesty to write your real goals, not the ones you think are acceptable or convenient, but the ones that genuinely matter to you. It might scare you at first. You might realize your goals are bigger than your current life. That's good. Let them be. The goal isn't to write what feels realistic. It's to write what feels right. The more honest you are, the more powerful the habit becomes. You stop living small. You stop hiding behind excuses. You start telling the truth about what you want, and that truth pulls you forward. Writing your goals isn't about perfection. It's about clarity. Some nights you'll write them with energy. Some nights you'll feel tired, and doubt will creep in. Write them anyway, especially on those nights. Those are the nights that separate the dreamers from the doers. The ones who act despite doubt are the ones who move forward. Even writing one sentence when you're exhausted is a declaration: I'm still in the game. I haven't forgotten who I am. I'm still building. That kind of consistency builds confidence. It turns a small action into a powerful ritual. The act of writing down your goals makes them tangible. You can see them, touch them, carry them. They stop being ideas and start becoming instructions. You're not just thinking about them anymore, you're engaging with them. You're forming a relationship with your future. And when you do it every night, your mind starts to believe that future is real. You no longer feel like a spectator. You feel responsible. That sense of responsibility creates urgency. It makes you show up differently. You start your mornings with purpose. You stop tolerating distractions. You make decisions with intention. The people who change the fastest are the ones who are brutally clear about what they want. They don't let their goals drift. They don't hope they'll remember. They write them down. They stare at them. They let those goals burn into their memory until they can't ignore them. And when something tries to pull them off track, they remember what they're aiming for. That memory acts like armor. It protects their time. It protects their energy. It protects their standards. Without that, you get swept up by whatever is loudest in the moment. But with it, you move like someone who knows exactly where they're going. You can't hit a target you haven't defined, and you can't stay locked in on a goal you never review. Most people think about their goals once in a while. They write them at the start of the year and forget. That's not enough. Your brain needs repetition. You need to see the same goal over and over and over again until it becomes etched in your thinking, until it influences how you talk, how you plan, how you act. And the only way to create that repetition is to do it daily, night after night, whether it's easy or not, whether you feel motivated or not, whether you believe in yourself or not. Doing this every night is a form of self-leadership. It's how you take control of your direction without waiting for someone else to push you. It's how you remind yourself that your future is not random. It's shaped by the actions you take today. And when you take the time to write your goals down, you're not just doing a mental exercise, you're making a commitment, a contract between who you are and who you're becoming. Every time you write them, you sign that contract again. If you want to become unrecognizable in 1 week, you must know what you're aiming for. You must remind yourself of it every single night. Not for motivation, but for alignment. So that every part of your life, every thought, every move starts reflecting the version of you who's done it already. That's how you close the gap between who you are and who you want to be. That's how you build the bridge between the old life and the new one. Not with big dramatic moments, but with quiet, consistent decisions. With a pen, a notebook, and 10 minutes of honesty every night. Don't underestimate this. If you skip it, you drift. If you commit to it, you rise. That's the choice. So start tonight. Write your goals. Not for show. Not for anyone else. Just for you. Write them like your future depends on it. Because it does. And if you do this relentlessly, without fail, you'll wake up one day and realize your goals are no longer something you review. They're the life you're already living. Chapter 7. Talk less and listen deeply to grow faster. Most people underestimate the power of silence and listening in a world that rewards noise and quick responses. Talking less and listening deeply is one of the fastest ways to grow because it shifts your focus from trying to prove something to truly understanding something. When you speak less, you create space for others to share, for new ideas to emerge, and for your mind to process information in ways you never expected. Listening isn't just waiting for your turn to talk, it's actively absorbing, analyzing, and reflecting. That's where real growth begins. When you talk less, you stop leaking energy. Conversations often drain people because they are focused on impressing or defending themselves. Words have power, but they also cost energy. Speaking without purpose scatters your focus. On the other hand, listening is an investment in your mind. It builds your awareness, your empathy, and your understanding of the world around you. This deeper awareness gives you an edge. You see opportunities others miss. You hear what's unsaid. You learn what to say and when. This skill makes you not only wiser, but also more strategic. Listening deeply requires patience and humility. It means being okay with not dominating the conversation. It means accepting that you don't have to have all the answers. Many people fear silence because they confuse it with weakness. But silence is strength. Silence allows you to gather your thoughts, observe patterns, and hear the subtle cues others give off. When you listen deeply, you're training your mind to notice details, to understand motivations, and to read between the lines. This is the kind of insight that accelerates learning and personal growth. Talking less and listening more changes how others see you. People feel respected and valued when you truly listen. That respect opens doors. It creates trust. It invites others to share their wisdom, their experiences, and their support. Instead of rushing to share your opinions, you create an environment where collaboration and understanding flourish. This builds stronger relationships, both personally and professionally, and strong relationships are one of the most powerful tools for growth. Listening deeply also forces you to slow down. In a fast-paced world, slowing down can feel counterintuitive, but it's necessary. When you slow your speech and quiet your mind, you reduce mental clutter. You become more present. You notice things that others overlook. You gain clarity about what really matters. That clarity helps you make better decisions and take more deliberate actions. Growth doesn't come from rushing. It comes from thoughtful reflection and purposeful response. Practicing this habit requires discipline. It's easy to fall into the trap of filling every silence or jumping in with your thoughts immediately. The challenge is to resist that urge and stay focused on what the other person is saying. When you catch your mind wandering or preparing your response too soon, bring your attention back. Ask questions that deepen the conversation. Paraphrase what you heard to ensure you understood correctly. This kind of active listening rewires your brain to be more attentive and engaged. Talking less doesn't mean never sharing your ideas. It means choosing your words carefully and speaking with intention. When you speak after listening deeply, your words carry more weight because they are informed and thoughtful. People pay attention to what you say because it's clear you've considered it fully. This makes your communication more effective and respected. It also helps you avoid misunderstandings and unnecessary conflicts. Quality always beats quantity in conversations. You'll notice that as you listen more, you learn faster. You pick up new perspectives, skills, and information that you wouldn't have if you were always talking. This accelerates your growth because you're constantly feeding your mind with fresh insights. The habit of listening deeply also builds emotional intelligence. You become better at reading people's emotions, needs, and intentions. This emotional intelligence improves your interactions and decisions, making you more adaptable and resilient. Listening deeply to yourself is equally important. Talking less allows you to tune into your own thoughts and feelings without distraction. When you quiet your external noise, you hear your inner voice more clearly. This inner listening helps you identify your true goals, fears, and motivations. It strengthens your self-awareness and self-control, which are essential for lasting growth. By practicing silence and deep listening regularly, you cultivate a mindset that is calm, focused, and ready to take on challenges with clarity. This habit builds humility too. When you listen more and talk less, you acknowledge that you don't have all the answers. That humility opens you up to learning from others. It breaks down ego barriers that often block growth. You become more open to feedback, more willing to adjust your path, and more committed to improving. Humility doesn't make you weak, it makes you wise. It makes you someone who can grow continuously because you're never done learning. The practice of talking less and listening deeply also improves your patience. Growth requires patience because transformation isn't instant. It unfolds over time through consistent effort and reflection. Listening trains you to be present in the process rather than rushing for quick results. That patience helps you endure setbacks without losing momentum. It gives you the strength to keep going even when progress seems slow. Patience is the soil where real change takes root. As you commit to this habit, you'll find yourself becoming more observant of your environment. You'll notice patterns in people's behavior, trends in your field, and shifts in opportunities. That observation lets you anticipate changes instead of reacting to them. It prepares you to act strategically rather than impulsively. This awareness is a game changer for anyone serious about growth. It turns you from a follower of circumstances into a creator of outcomes. Talking less and listening deeply is not a passive act. It's an active choice to engage differently with the world. It requires conscious effort every time you enter a conversation or face a situation, but the rewards are immediate and profound. Your relationships improve, your mind expands, and your ability to learn accelerates. This habit separates those who remain stuck from those who move forward. It's one of the quickest ways to grow faster than you thought possible. If growth is your goal, shift your energy from speaking to listening. Respect others by giving them space to express themselves. Honor yourself by creating mental space for new ideas. Practice patience by resisting the urge to fill silence. Choose your words wisely when you speak, and above all, commit to this discipline consistently. The impact on your personal and professional life will be undeniable. You'll become more grounded, more insightful, and more effective. You'll grow faster, not by talking more, but by listening better. Chapter 8. Move your body and train your inner discipline. Your body is the foundation of your mind and spirit. To become unrecognizable in just 1 week, moving your body isn't optional, it's essential. Movement isn't just about physical health. It's a powerful tool to train your inner discipline. Every time you choose to get up, push through fatigue, and keep going, you're rewiring your brain to overcome resistance in all areas of life. The simple act of moving becomes a declaration that you're in control. It teaches you how to face challenges and keep showing up when it's easier to quit. When you move your body daily, you send a clear signal to yourself: I am committed. You build stamina, not just physically, but mentally. Discipline grows in the space between comfort and struggle. The body resists at first. Muscles ache, breath quickens, but the mind learns to stay steady. It learns that discomfort is temporary and action is permanent. That lesson spills over into your work, your relationships, and your goals. Movement becomes a daily practice of self-mastery, training you to do hard things even when you don't feel like it. Starting this habit doesn't require a gym or fancy equipment. It requires a decision to move with purpose. Whether it's a brisk walk, stretching, yoga, or simple bodyweight exercises, what matters is consistency. The quality of movement is less important than the commitment to show up every day. This builds momentum. Your body feels stronger, your energy rises, your focus sharpens. With each session, your inner voice that once said, "I can't," grows quieter, and the voice that says, "I will," becomes louder. The connection between physical movement and mental discipline is undeniable. When your body is active, your brain releases chemicals that boost mood and clarity. You feel more alert and less overwhelmed. The fog of fatigue lifts. That clarity makes it easier to resist distractions, stay focused on your priorities, and push through difficult moments. Moving daily creates a feedback loop where your physical health supports your mental strength, and mental strength encourages more physical movement. This synergy is a cornerstone of lasting change. Inner discipline isn't born from motivation, it's built through repeated action. When you commit to moving every day, even on days when you feel tired or unmotivated, you train your willpower. That's the muscle that helps you say no to temptations, yes to opportunities, and keep going when challenges arise. The discipline developed through movement becomes a habit that influences every decision you make. It's the difference between starting something and finishing it, between dreaming and achieving. Sometimes the biggest obstacle is your own mind. It tells you to rest, to wait, to skip today. That voice is normal, but it doesn't have to be obeyed. Discipline means acting, despite the voice of doubt. When you choose to move, you prove to yourself that you are stronger than your excuses. You build trust in your ability to control your impulses. This trust is critical because without it, fear and procrastination control your life. Movement daily is a way of reclaiming that control. You don't have to overhaul your entire lifestyle overnight. Start small but start consistent. 5 minutes of stretching or walking is better than nothing. Then build from there. The important part is that you create a habit where movement is non-negotiable. That habit creates momentum. The feeling of accomplishment after movement fuels motivation to continue. Soon, you'll notice that you crave the energy and clarity it brings. That craving signals your inner discipline is strengthening. You're no longer driven by fleeting motivation but by a steady commitment. Training your inner discipline through movement also prepares you for bigger challenges. Life will test your patience, your focus, and your resolve. Physical discipline is the training ground for emotional and mental toughness. When your body endures discomfort and keeps moving, your mind learns resilience. You become less reactive and more grounded. You handle setbacks with calm instead of panic. You don't give up when things get hard because you've practiced pushing through before. Movement also impacts your self-image. As your body grows stronger and healthier, your confidence rises. You carry yourself differently. That confidence shows up in your actions and decisions. You begin to see yourself as someone capable, disciplined, and worthy of success. This shift in identity is critical for becoming unrecognizable. It's not just about physical transformation, it's about becoming someone who takes control of their life every day through consistent effort. The choice to move daily is a commitment to yourself. It's a promise that you will prioritize your health, your energy, and your ability to perform. That promise creates a foundation for all other changes. When your body is tired, your mind falters. When your body is strong, your mind is sharp. By training both together, you create unstoppable momentum. Movement becomes your daily victory, a constant reminder that you have the power to change your life from the inside out. You'll find that as your discipline strengthens, other habits fall into place. Eating better, sleeping on time, managing stress, these become easier because you built a core of self-control. The ripple effect of daily movement is immense. It influences every aspect of your life. It sharpens your focus, lifts your mood, and enhances your performance. It prepares you to take on bigger goals and overcome greater obstacles. This is the power of training your inner discipline through your body. Remember, discipline is not a trait you either have or don't have. It's a skill you develop through action. Movement is one of the clearest ways to train this skill. Every time you choose to move when it's hard, you're expanding your capacity for discipline. That capacity grows until it becomes your default mode. At that point, you no longer need to rely on motivation or willpower. Discipline carries you through. You become someone who acts because it's who you are, not because you feel like it. The journey to becoming unrecognizable starts with one choice: to move today. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. That choice, repeated daily, becomes a force that reshapes your mind and body. It creates the foundation for every other change you want to make. Moving your body is more than physical exercise. It's a commitment to your growth, your resilience, and your future. It's the training ground for inner discipline, the fuel for sustained transformation, and the path to becoming the person you want to be. Chapter 9. Eat clean and fuel your body for power. Feeding your body with clean, powerful nutrition is one of the most direct ways to take control of your life and become unrecognizable in just 1 week. What you eat doesn't just affect your waistline, it shapes your energy, your mood, your focus, and your overall resilience. When your body receives pure, nutrient-dense fuel, everything functions better. Your mind sharpens, your stamina improves, and your willpower strengthens. Eating clean is not about restriction or deprivation. It's about giving your body exactly what it needs to perform at its highest level every single day. Your body is a machine designed to operate optimally with natural, whole foods. Processed foods, refined sugars, and empty calories weigh you down and cloud your thinking. They create energy spikes, followed by crashes, leaving you tired and unmotivated. Clean eating stabilizes your blood sugar, improves digestion, and boosts your immune system. It reduces inflammation and protects your brain health. When you choose real foods like vegetables, fruits, lean proteins, whole grains, and healthy fats, you're fueling yourself for sustained power, not quick fixes. Changing your diet starts with awareness. Many people don't realize how much their current eating habits drain their energy until they make a switch. Take a moment to observe how you feel after different meals. Notice what makes you sluggish, unfocused, or irritable. These are signs that your body isn't getting the fuel it needs. You don't have to overhaul everything at once. Start by eliminating obvious offenders like sugary drinks, fried snacks, and processed junk. Replace them with whole foods that nourish your cells and support your daily activities. Hydration is another critical piece of fueling your body. Water is essential for every function inside you, from circulation to temperature regulation to brain function. Dehydration silently saps your energy and dulls your concentration. Drinking enough water each day amplifies the benefits of eating clean. It flushes toxins, supports digestion, and keeps your body running smoothly. Simple habits like drinking a glass of water first thing in the morning and carrying a water bottle with you make a significant difference in how you feel throughout the day. Planning your meals gives you control over what goes into your body. When you prepare your own food, you decide what ingredients you use and how much. Meal prepping is a powerful tool to avoid impulsive, unhealthy choices. Cooking at home lets you experiment with fresh flavors and discover satisfying meals that align with your goals. Over time, you'll learn which foods energize you and which ones weigh you down. This knowledge becomes a foundation for lifelong healthy habits. Eating clean also means paying attention to portion sizes and timing. Overeating, even healthy foods, can leave you feeling sluggish. Eating too late at night can disrupt your sleep and recovery. Listening to your body's hunger signals and eating mindfully helps you avoid these pitfalls. Eating smaller, balanced meals throughout the day keeps your energy stable and your focus sharp. Timing your meals to match your activity levels maximizes your body's ability to use the nutrients you consume efficiently. Fueling your body properly impacts more than just physical energy. Your mental clarity depends on it. Poor nutrition clouds your thinking and increases stress. Clean eating improves memory, focus, and emotional balance. When your brain receives steady fuel, you can tackle complex problems, resist distractions, and maintain a calm mindset. This clarity gives you the mental edge needed to push through challenges and take consistent action toward your goals. Cravings are often the biggest obstacle when changing eating habits. They are powerful but not uncontrollable. Cravings arise when your body is used to quick energy from sugar and processed foods. As you clean up your diet, cravings will fade because your body is getting what it truly needs. When a craving hits, it's important to pause and ask if you're truly hungry or if you're seeking comfort, boredom, or stress relief. Finding alternative ways to handle these emotions, like movement, meditation, or hydration, can break the cycle of unhealthy eating. Choosing to eat clean is also a form of self-respect. It sends a message that you value your body and your future. It's a commitment to show up fully for yourself. This commitment reinforces discipline in other areas of your life. When you decide to fuel your body with quality food, you're less likely to tolerate other forms of neglect. Your energy, mood, and confidence rise. You start to see food as an ally, not an enemy. The benefits of eating clean compound quickly. Within days, you'll notice improvements in your energy levels and mood. Your sleep quality may improve. Your digestion becomes smoother. These changes motivate you to keep going. Eating clean isn't a temporary fix. It's a foundation for lasting transformation. As your body responds to better fuel, your motivation to maintain other positive habits grows. You become more consistent, more resilient, and more focused on the life you want to create. This process is about progress, not perfection. You won't always make perfect choices, and that's okay. What matters is the direction you choose most of the time. Each healthy meal is a step toward becoming a stronger, clearer, more powerful version of yourself. Each time you prioritize nourishment, you reinforce your commitment to change. Over time, these choices build a new identity, a person who controls their health, their energy, and their results. Becoming unrecognizable begins with how you treat your body every day. Eating clean is one of the most direct and effective ways to change how you look, feel, and perform. It provides the foundation for everything else you want to achieve. When your body is fueled well, you have the energy to face challenges, the clarity to make smart decisions, and the discipline to keep moving forward. Clean eating empowers you to take control of your life, starting with the most basic but powerful act of nourishment. To make this shift, commit to feeding yourself with respect and intention. Remove the distractions of unhealthy options and replace them with foods that build strength and vitality. Prepare your meals thoughtfully. Drink plenty of water, listen to your body's signals, honor your hunger and your fullness. Overcome cravings with awareness and alternative actions. Embrace this change as a form of self-love and discipline. The power you gain from eating clean will ripple through every aspect of your life. In 1 week, your body can start to feel stronger, more energetic, and more alive when fueled properly. Your mind can become sharper and your mood more balanced. These early wins create a momentum that propels you forward. Eating clean is a foundational habit for becoming unrecognizable because it affects every moment of your day. The fuel you choose determines the quality of your actions and the clarity of your mind. Choosing clean is choosing power. Chapter 10. Speak with confidence and believe every word deeply. Speaking with confidence is not just about projecting your voice or sounding sure. It is about believing deeply in what you say and owning your message fully. True confidence comes from within, rooted in self-awareness and a clear understanding of your values and knowledge. When your words align with your inner beliefs, your communication becomes authentic and powerful. This authenticity draws people in and makes your message compelling. Speaking confidently is a skill you build by trusting yourself and the truth you carry. Many hesitate to speak up because of fear of judgment, rejection, or making mistakes. This fear silences valuable thoughts and ideas, limiting your impact. Overcoming this fear requires a mindset shift. See speaking as an opportunity to share, not as a risk to be avoided. Every time you speak, you practice courage. With each word spoken honestly, you reinforce your self-trust. Confidence grows as you accumulate these small victories, transforming silence into strength. Preparation plays a crucial role in speaking confidently. Knowing your subject matter gives you a solid foundation to stand on. When you are clear about your message, your mind is less likely to wander or hesitate. Preparation doesn't mean memorizing words, but understanding your core points and the purpose behind your speech. This clarity allows you to speak naturally, with fluidity and conviction. Confidence thrives when your mind and words are aligned. Believing every word you say also means owning your mistakes and uncertainties. You don't have to have all the answers to speak confidently. Admitting when you don't know something or when you're learning builds credibility, not weakness. It shows humility and honesty, which resonate deeply with others. Speaking confidently is not about perfection. It's about sincerity and presence. When you believe in your journey, your authenticity shines through. Body language reinforces your verbal confidence. Standing tall, making eye contact, and using purposeful gestures send powerful signals to others and yourself. Your posture influences your mind, boosting your sense of control and calm. When you carry yourself with assurance, your words carry more weight. Nonverbal cues and tone shape how your message is received. Confident speech is a full-body experience where voice and presence work together. Listening is a hidden key to confident speaking. When you listen deeply to others, you understand their needs and perspectives better. This understanding lets you respond thoughtfully and appropriately, enhancing your credibility. Confidence doesn't mean dominating conversations, it means engaging meaningfully. Speaking with confidence grows when you're tuned in, aware, and ready to contribute in ways that matter. The stories you tell yourself about your abilities impact how you speak. Negative self-talk undermines confidence by planting doubt before you even open your mouth. Challenge these stories actively. Replace "I'm not good enough" with "I have valuable ideas to share." This internal dialogue shapes your external voice. Cultivating positive self-belief transforms your communication style from hesitant to assured. Practice is essential for building confident speech. Start in low-pressure environments where you feel safe experimenting with your voice. Record yourself, speak in front of a mirror, or share ideas with close friends. Notice what feels authentic and what doesn't. Gradually increase the stakes as your confidence grows. Repetition reduces anxiety and builds muscle memory for confident expression. Each attempt strengthens your ability to speak with conviction. Confidence also requires emotional regulation. Speaking in public or challenging situations can trigger nerves and self-doubt. Learn techniques to calm your mind before speaking: deep breathing, visualization, or grounding exercises. Managing these emotions keeps your focus sharp and your delivery clear. When you control your internal state, your words flow naturally and confidently, unaffected by fear. Your vocabulary matters too. Choose words that reflect certainty and clarity. Avoid filler words that dilute your message. Simple, direct language often feels stronger than complicated phrases. When you speak clearly, you reduce misunderstandings and project authority. Believing in your words means trusting their power to convey meaning without embellishment or doubt. Confident speaking opens doors in every area of life. It strengthens relationships, advances careers, and boosts personal influence. People gravitate toward those who communicate clearly and passionately. Your voice becomes a tool for leadership and connection. This power comes not from arrogance, but from genuine belief in your worth and ideas. It's important to embrace silence during conversations. Pausing before you speak shows thoughtfulness and control. It allows your words to carry more weight and gives listeners time to absorb your message. Silence also prevents rushing, which can undermine confidence. Speaking with intention means choosing when to speak and when to listen, balancing both gracefully. Reflect regularly on your progress. Notice how speaking with confidence affects your interactions and your mindset. Celebrate small wins like contributing in meetings or expressing your opinion without hesitation. These successes build momentum and reinforce your belief in yourself. Growth in confident communication is a journey, not a destination. Speaking with confidence transforms how you see yourself and how others see you. It is a declaration that you are worthy of being heard and that your ideas matter. When you believe deeply in your words, you carry an invisible force that inspires trust and respect. This force propels you forward, opening opportunities and strengthening your influence. Start today by speaking with intention in your daily interactions. Choose your words thoughtfully and believe in their truth. Notice how your confidence grows when you honor your voice and respect your message. Each conversation is a chance to practice and deepen your conviction. Over time, speaking with confidence becomes natural, effortless, and powerful. Owning your voice is an act of self-mastery. It aligns your inner beliefs with your outward expression. When your speech reflects your authentic self, you become unstoppable. Confidence built on genuine belief sustains you through challenges and propels you toward your goals. Speaking with confidence is not just communication, it's transformation. It changes your life by changing how you show up in the world. Chapter 11. Track your time and fix where it is wasted. Time is the most valuable resource you have, and yet it's one of the easiest things to lose without noticing. Tracking how you spend your time reveals where it slips through your fingers and exposes hidden pockets of waste. Becoming unrecognizable starts with gaining full awareness of your daily hours. When you know exactly where your time goes, you can make intentional changes that multiply your productivity and free your mind. Time tracking is a powerful tool that puts you in the driver's seat of your life. Without tracking, most people rely on memory or assumptions, which are often inaccurate. You may think you're working efficiently, but distractions and unproductive habits quietly chip away at your day. Tracking your time brings clarity by turning vague impressions into hard data. This clarity is the first step toward change, because what gets measured gets managed. When you see exactly how long tasks take or how much time you spend scrolling your phone, you gain insight into patterns that previously escaped notice. Starting time tracking is simple. Use a notebook, an app, or a timer. Record what you do throughout the day in detail. Work, breaks, meetings, leisure, chores, and even moments of downtime. Don't judge or try to fix anything yet. The goal is to observe honestly. After a few days, review your record. You'll spot tasks that take longer than necessary, interruptions that break your focus, and activities that drain energy without return. This honest review is a wake-up call and an opportunity to reclaim lost time. Fixing where time is wasted requires more than just eliminating distractions. It demands restructuring your environment and habits. Identify your biggest time thieves: social media, unplanned chats, multitasking, or excessive meetings. Then design strategies to minimize or remove them. For example, set specific times for checking emails instead of reacting constantly. Use tools like website blockers during focused work periods. Communicate boundaries with colleagues or family to protect your time. These small changes create space for what truly matters. Batching similar tasks together is a practical technique to reduce wasted time. When you group calls, emails, or errands into focused blocks, you reduce the mental cost of switching between activities. Multitasking sounds efficient, but actually fragments attention and slows progress. Deep work, undistracted, concentrated effort produces better results faster. Prioritize your most important tasks during your peak energy hours and guard that time fiercely. Tracking your time helps you discover when those hours. Taking control of your schedule means learning to say no. Many people lose time by agreeing to too many commitments out of obligation or fear of missing out. Tracking your time helps you see the real cost of those yes responses. Being selective frees you to invest in activities aligned with your goals. Saying no is not selfish. It's an act of respect for your time and priorities. Protecting your time like a valuable asset strengthens your discipline and empowers your growth. Reviewing your progress regularly keeps you accountable. Tracking time isn't a one-time exercise, but a continuous habit. Weekly reviews allow you to assess what worked and what didn't. Adjust your strategies accordingly. Celebrate improvements, no matter how small. Notice when you reclaimed minutes or hours from wasted habits. This feedback loop fuels motivation and sharpens your time management skills. Over time, your efficiency compounds and you get more done with less stress. Understanding your energy rhythms enhances how you fix wasted time. Everyone has natural cycles of high and low energy throughout the day. Tracking not only what you do, but how you feel during those tasks helps you optimize your schedule. Place demanding tasks during your high energy periods and reserve easier or restorative activities for low energy times. This alignment boosts productivity and reduces burnout. It's not just about managing minutes, but managing your internal resources wisely. Breaking large projects into smaller chunks with deadlines prevents procrastination. Tracking your progress on these chunks gives you a realistic view of how much time each step requires. This granular approach keeps momentum steady and avoids overwhelm. You see clear progress regularly, which motivates you to keep going. Fixing wasted time means replacing vague goals with actionable steps measured over time. This structure increases your focus and effectiveness. Avoid perfectionism that wastes time by chasing flawless results. Tracking time reveals when tasks drag on unnecessarily due to overthinking or excessive tweaking. Learn to recognize when a task is good enough and move on. Perfectionism often hides fear of failure or rejection. By fixing your approach to time, you build confidence to complete tasks efficiently and release the need for perfect outcomes. This mindset shift is critical for growth and freedom. Time tracking also exposes unproductive habits like excessive breaks or random web surfing. Replace these with intentional rest periods that recharge you. Short breaks improve focus, but long, unplanned distractions fracture your day. Scheduling breaks and sticking to them protects your flow. Being deliberate about rest ensures your mind and body recover without losing momentum. Fixing wasted time isn't about non-stop work, it's about balanced, purposeful effort. Using tools effectively saves time. Calendars, task managers, and reminders organize your day and reduce mental clutter. Tracking time highlights where automation or delegation can help. Freeing yourself from repetitive or low-value tasks lets you focus on what requires your unique skills. This delegation is a key strategy to fix wasted time. It's a smart investment that multiplies your impact and reduces stress. Recognize that unexpected interruptions will happen. Tracking helps you build buffers into your schedule for these moments. Flexibility combined with planning prevents chaos from derailing your day. Preparing for the unexpected keeps you steady and in control. Fixing wasted time means being proactive, not reactive. Ultimately, tracking your time is about respect for yourself and your life. It's an act of self-care that elevates your daily experience. By fixing where your time is wasted, you create space for growth, creativity, and meaningful work. You gain clarity about your purpose and priorities. You stop running on autopilot and start living intentionally. This awareness transforms how you show up every day. When you consistently track and fix wasted time, you reclaim hours that were lost to distractions and inefficiency. You gain mental clarity and reduce overwhelm. Your goals become achievable because your actions align with your time investment. This transformation feels like taking back control of your life. You become unrecognizable not because you changed overnight, but because you mastered the one resource everyone shares equally: time. Chapter 12. Cut toxic people and set clear, healthy boundaries. Recognizing who deserves a place in your life is one of the most powerful steps toward transformation. Toxic relationships drain your energy, cloud your judgment, and hold you back from becoming your best self. Cutting toxic people from your life is not about anger or revenge. It is about protecting your peace and creating room for growth. Healthy boundaries define where your responsibilities end and where your self-care begins. Setting these boundaries is an act of respect for yourself and those around you. Toxicity can take many forms: manipulation, constant negativity, disrespect, or draining emotional demands. Sometimes toxic people disguise themselves as close friends or family, making it harder to see the damage they cause. The first step is becoming honest about how these relationships affect you. Notice if you feel exhausted, anxious, or less confident after interactions. This emotional toll is a clear signal that boundaries are needed. Awareness sharpens your ability to protect your mental and emotional well-being. Cutting toxic people does not always mean a dramatic break. It can start with limiting contact and creating space. Distance helps you gain perspective and reduces the immediate impact of negativity. Sometimes it means saying no more often and refusing to engage in harmful conversations or behaviors. You set limits on how much time and energy you give to people who do not contribute positively to your life. This space allows you to focus on your growth without constant emotional setbacks. Healthy boundaries require clear communication. Express your needs calmly and firmly without apology or explanation. You don't owe toxic individuals endless chances or detailed justifications. A simple statement of your limits, such as needing space or not accepting certain behaviors, is enough. Consistency in enforcing boundaries teaches others how to treat you. Over time, this clarity reduces conflict and establishes mutual respect. Setting boundaries is also about protecting your time and energy. Toxic people often demand attention or support without reciprocating. When you say yes out of obligation or guilt, you sacrifice your own goals and peace. Learning to say no is a skill that strengthens your self-respect. Prioritize relationships that nourish and uplift you. Surround yourself with people who encourage your growth and honor your values. Emotional detachment helps you maintain boundaries with toxic individuals. This does not mean becoming cold or indifferent, but rather choosing not to absorb their negativity. Practice observing without reacting emotionally. This mindset prevents toxic behavior from hijacking your mood or decisions. Detachment creates inner space where you can respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. Cutting toxicity also means healing from past wounds. These relationships may have caused. Toxic interactions can leave scars that affect self-esteem and trust. Addressing these wounds through reflection, journaling, or professional support frees you from their grip. Healing strengthens your boundaries by restoring your sense of worth and safety. It empowers you to seek healthier connections. Building new healthy relationships fills the gap left by cutting toxicity. Seek people who share your values, respect your boundaries, and support your ambitions. These relationships become sources of strength and inspiration. They reinforce your commitment to growth and self-care. Healthy connections motivate you to maintain your boundaries and continue evolving. Understand that setting boundaries is an ongoing process, not a one-time event. Life changes, and so do relationships. Regularly assess which relationships serve your well-being and which don't. Adjust your boundaries as needed to protect your peace. Flexibility combined with firmness ensures your boundaries remain relevant and effective. Your self-worth is the foundation of healthy boundaries. Believe that you deserve respect and kindness. When you value yourself, you naturally repel toxicity. This belief shifts your energy and attracts better relationships. Confidence in your worth reduces the fear of losing toxic people and strengthens your resolve to prioritize yourself. Respecting others' boundaries models the behavior you want in return. Healthy relationships are reciprocal. When you honor others' limits, you encourage mutual respect. This balance fosters trust and deepens connections. Boundaries are not walls, but bridges that create clear, respectful space between individuals. Cutting toxic people may trigger guilt or fear of loneliness. These feelings are natural but temporary. Overcoming them requires remembering your right to peace and growth. Loneliness can be a chance to reconnect with yourself and your true desires. Trust that new, healthier relationships will emerge when you prioritize your well-being. Boundaries improve all areas of your life: mental health, productivity, and happiness. When you protect your energy, you show up more fully for your goals and passions, your focus sharpens, and your resilience grows. This clarity and strength become visible to others, elevating your presence and influence. Practicing self-compassion supports boundary setting. Be kind to yourself when enforcing limits feels difficult or when setbacks occur. Growth involves trial and error. Each effort to protect yourself builds your confidence and resilience. Celebrate these steps as progress toward a healthier life. Boundaries empower you to live intentionally. They help you choose relationships and environments that align with your vision. This intentionality creates a life where you feel safe, supported, and motivated. You become unrecognizable because you no longer tolerate what diminishes you. Instead, you embrace what elevates you. Cutting toxic people and setting boundaries is a profound declaration of self-love and strength. It frees your mind and heart to focus on what truly matters. This freedom fuels your transformation and unlocks your potential. The space you create becomes fertile ground for growth, peace, and success. By protecting your energy and time, you lay the foundation for sustainable change. Boundaries are not barriers but vital tools for maintaining your path. They clarify your priorities and reinforce your commitment to becoming unrecognizable in the best way. This process is a journey of empowerment, respect, and liberation that shapes your future. Chapter 13. Read daily and feed your mind with wisdom. Reading daily is one of the most transformative habits anyone can develop because it nourishes your mind and expands your understanding of the world. When you commit to feeding your mind with wisdom every day, you are investing in yourself and your future. Knowledge gained through reading equips you with new ideas, perspectives, and tools that help you navigate life with clarity and confidence. This daily practice fuels continuous growth and shapes your mindset, preparing you to face challenges with greater resilience. Consistency matters more than volume when it comes to reading. Even a few pages daily build momentum and deepen your connection with learning. Establishing a dedicated time for reading makes it a non-negotiable part of your routine. This could be in the quiet moments of the morning, during breaks, or before bed. The key is to create a habit that fits seamlessly into your life. Over time, this steady intake of knowledge rewires your thinking and strengthens your capacity for focus and reflection. Choosing the right material is crucial. Opt for books, articles, or essays that challenge your current beliefs and broaden your horizons. Prioritize content that aligns with your goals and values while pushing you to think differently. Reading broadly across different subjects cultivates a well-rounded mind and sparks creativity. Exposure to diverse ideas enriches your perspective and equips you to make better decisions. Feeding your mind with wisdom means intentionally seeking growth rather than passive consumption. Active reading deepens your learning. Engage with the material by highlighting key points, taking notes, or asking questions. Reflect on how the information applies to your life or work. This practice turns reading from a passive activity into a dynamic conversation with ideas. It helps you retain knowledge and transform it into actionable insights. Applying what you learn accelerates your progress and makes your reading purposeful. The mind needs variety and challenge to stay sharp. Reading different genres, philosophy, psychology, biographies, history, or practical guides keeps your brain engaged and curious. Each type offers unique lessons and inspiration. Philosophy teaches clarity and discipline. Psychology unveils human behavior. Biographies model success and failure. History reveals patterns, and practical guides offer strategies. This diversity builds intellectual flexibility, enabling you to adapt and innovate in any situation. Reading daily also builds discipline and patience. In a world of constant distractions, sitting down with a book trains your attention span and focus. It develops mental stamina, allowing you to concentrate longer and process information deeply. This improved focus spills over into other areas of your life, enhancing productivity and decision-making. The habit of reading becomes a foundation for all other learning and growth activities. Wisdom comes not just from reading, but from integrating what you learn into your mindset and behavior. As you feed your mind daily, observe how your thinking evolves. New ideas challenge old assumptions, and you develop a more nuanced understanding of yourself and the world. This inner transformation builds confidence and calm because you are better prepared to face uncertainty. Wisdom is a living process shaped by constant learning and reflection. Sharing what you read strengthens your growth. Discuss books and ideas with others, or teach what you've learned. Explaining concepts out loud clarifies your understanding and uncovers gaps. Conversations stimulate further curiosity and deepen insight. This exchange of knowledge builds community and accountability, making your reading habit more enriching and sustainable. Reading also nurtures empathy by exposing you to different lives and experiences. Walking through the stories and struggles of others expands your emotional intelligence and compassion. This enriched empathy improves your relationships and leadership skills. Feeding your mind with diverse wisdom cultivates not only intellect but also heart. Avoid rushing through books for the sake of quantity. True wisdom emerges when you allow ideas to sink in and connect. Take time to ponder important passages and revisit meaningful sections. This slow, deliberate approach enhances comprehension and application. Reading becomes a mindful practice that shapes your character and decisions over time. Incorporate reading into your daily rituals to ensure consistency. Pair it with habits like morning coffee or evening wind down to create positive associations. Use reading to reset your mind, inspire creativity, or calm stress. This integration helps reading become a source of joy rather than a chore. When feeding your mind feels rewarding, the habit naturally strengthens. Technology offers many resources to support your reading habit. Audiobooks and e-readers provide flexibility, allowing you to learn while commuting or exercising. Online articles and summaries offer quick insights on topics of interest. Use these tools wisely to complement your deeper reading. The goal is to make learning accessible and consistent, adapting to your lifestyle without losing depth. Tracking your reading progress motivates continued effort. Set achievable goals, such as finishing a chapter a day or reading a certain number of books monthly. Celebrate milestones and reflect on how your knowledge and perspective have grown. This awareness fuels enthusiasm and commitment. Tracking also reveals patterns in what captivates you most, guiding future choices. Reading daily is an investment that compounds over time. Small, consistent actions lead to profound transformations in your thinking and life. The knowledge you accumulate opens new possibilities and empowers you to act with wisdom. You become unrecognizable not because you suddenly change, but because your mind expands steadily, shaping your identity and decisions. Remember that reading is not just about accumulating facts, but about cultivating understanding and insight. It is a tool for self-mastery and empowerment. By feeding your mind with wisdom daily, you equip yourself to face challenges with clarity and strength. You develop the resilience to keep growing no matter the circumstances. Commit to making reading an essential part of your daily life. Protect this time as fiercely as any important appointment. Your mind deserves nourishment and care. When you consistently read and reflect, you build a foundation for lifelong learning and improvement. This habit transforms how you think, feel, and act, accelerating your journey to becoming unrecognizable in the best way possible. Chapter 14. Take action fast and stop overthinking your life. Overthinking has a way of trapping even the strongest minds in endless loops of doubt and hesitation. It saps energy and steals momentum, keeping you stuck in one place while the world moves forward. The moment you decide to take action fast, you break free from this mental paralysis. Rapid action shifts your mindset from fear and uncertainty to confidence and control. It's the key to transforming intentions into reality and making tangible progress in your life. The first step is to recognize when overthinking takes hold. This often looks like excessive planning, worrying about every possible outcome, or delaying decisions indefinitely. It disguises itself as careful thought, but in truth, it blocks your ability to move forward. Awareness is critical. When you notice yourself caught in the cycle of what-ifs, pause and remind yourself that progress comes from doing, not just thinking. Taking fast action doesn't mean rushing blindly. It means making decisions with the best information you have in the moment and committing to the next step without overanalyzing. This builds momentum. Even small steps, when taken promptly, compound into significant change. The process teaches you to trust your judgment and adjust as needed. Waiting for perfect conditions only guarantees stagnation. Set clear, immediate goals to channel your energy. When you define what you want to accomplish today or this week, your mind focuses on execution rather than speculation. Break large goals into bite-sized tasks that are easy to start. Completing these tasks quickly creates a sense of achievement and motivates you to keep going. Action fuels motivation, which in turn encourages more action. Adopt a bias toward experimentation rather than perfection. Fast action allows you to test ideas and learn from experience instead of fearing failure. Each attempt reveals valuable feedback that refines your approach. This cycle of action and learning accelerates your growth. Overthinking tries to predict every outcome before starting, but real wisdom comes from engaging with reality and adapting along the way. Embrace discomfort as part of the process. Taking quick action often involves stepping into the unknown or facing fears. This discomfort is a sign of growth, not failure. When you pause to overthink, you magnify anxiety and create false obstacles. Moving fast shifts your focus from fear to possibility. Courage builds through experience, and with every bold step, your confidence strengthens. Reduce mental clutter by limiting the information you consume before acting. Research can be helpful, but becomes a trap when it fuels indecision. Decide on a threshold of information needed to make an informed choice, then move forward. This discipline prevents paralysis by analysis. Trust that you can fill gaps in EMN through action and adjustment rather than endless preparation. Use deadlines to enforce fast action. Self-imposed time limits create urgency and help you avoid procrastination. When you commit to completing a task by a specific time, you prioritize effectively and reduce distractions. Deadlines focus your attention on what matters now rather than what could be. This practice sharpens your decision-making skills and trains your mind to work efficiently under pressure. Visualize the benefits of immediate action instead of the risks of failure. Picture yourself making progress, feeling proud, and learning from experience. This positive anticipation energizes you to move. Overthinking often fixates on worst-case scenarios that rarely happen. Shifting focus to the rewards and growth gained from acting breaks the cycle of hesitation. Simplify your choices to reduce overwhelm. When faced with too many options, your brain can freeze in indecision. Narrow down possibilities and pick the option that aligns best with your values and goals. Commit fully to that choice without second-guessing. Clarity of purpose fuels rapid movement and reduces mental noise. Surround yourself with people who encourage action and discourage excessive rumination. A supportive environment reinforces your commitment to move quickly. Share your goals and deadlines with trusted friends or mentors who hold you accountable. Their encouragement and reminders help keep your momentum alive. Positive social influence strengthens your resolve and diminishes self-doubt. Practice self-compassion when mistakes happen. Fast action involves risk, and errors are part of the journey. Instead of harsh judgment, treat yourself with kindness and view setbacks as learning opportunities. This attitude reduces fear of failure and frees you to take more chances. Over time, resilience replaces hesitation. Use mindfulness techniques to catch moments when overthinking creeps in. Focus on your breath, observe your thoughts without judgment, and bring attention back to the present task. Mindfulness anchors you in the now and reduces the power of worry. It builds mental clarity and calm, enabling quicker decisions and steady action. Celebrate progress over perfection. Recognize each completed task as a victory that moves you closer to your goals. This mindset encourages consistent effort and diminishes the pressure to do everything flawlessly. Progress is the fuel that drives transformation, not unattainable perfection. Fast action rewires your brain to favor doing over doubting. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes to act decisively. This habit creates a positive feedback loop where confidence and results reinforce each other. Overthinking loses its grip as action becomes your default response. Ultimately, taking action fast means reclaiming your power over your life. It's a refusal to be held hostage by fear, doubt, or indecision. This choice propels you out of stagnation into growth. Your days become filled with meaningful steps rather than wasted mental energy. Your goals shift from distant dreams to achievable realities. The journey from overthinking to fast action is a process of mastering your mind and emotions. It requires discipline, courage, and practice. With every quick decision and deliberate step, you become more capable and confident. This transformation creates momentum that carries you forward beyond what you thought possible. When you act swiftly, you show up fully in your own life. You stop waiting for the perfect moment and start creating it. The world responds to those who move with purpose and determination. Your growth accelerates, and your potential unfolds in ways you never imagined. Choosing action over hesitation breaks the cycle of paralysis and opens doors to new opportunities. It builds resilience and sharpens your problem-solving skills. Life becomes a series of deliberate choices rather than uncontrollable events. Commit to taking fast action in all areas of your life. Make moving forward your default mode. Trust yourself to navigate uncertainty through experience and adaptation. This mindset shift is a powerful catalyst for becoming unrecognizable in the best way. The power to change is in your hands. Action is the bridge between who you are now and who you want to become. Step boldly onto that bridge every day and watch your life transform with speed and clarity. Chapter 15. Stay offline and reconnect with your real world. In a world that is constantly connected, the pull of the online realm can be overwhelming. The noise of notifications, endless scrolling, and virtual interactions often draws attention away from what truly matters. Choosing to stay offline is not about rejecting technology, but about reclaiming your presence in the physical world. Reconnecting with the real world restores balance, sharpens your focus, and nurtures genuine relationships. It is a vital step toward becoming unrecognizable in the best possible way by grounding yourself in reality and presence. When you step away from screens, you free your mind from distractions that fragment attention and drain energy. The digital world is designed to capture and hold your focus, often at the expense of meaningful engagement. Time spent online can quickly add up, leaving little room for reflection, creativity, or deep connection. By choosing offline moments, you create space to observe your surroundings, notice details, and experience life fully. This awareness enriches your senses and cultivates gratitude for the present. Reconnecting with your physical environment helps you build a stronger sense of self. Technology often encourages comparison and distraction, leading to feelings of inadequacy or restlessness. In contrast, spending time offline invites introspection and mindfulness. Simple activities like walking outside, feeling the breeze, or observing nature ground you in the here and now. These moments cultivate calm and clarity, allowing you to better understand your thoughts and emotions without digital interference. Offline time nurtures real human connections that fuel emotional well-being. Face-to-face interactions foster empathy, trust, and deeper understanding. These encounters create memories and bonds that social media or texting cannot replicate. When you prioritize being fully present with others, your relationships grow richer and more fulfilling. Quality time spent offline with family, friends, or colleagues strengthens your support network and sense of belonging. Being offline also enhances your productivity and creativity. Without constant digital interruptions, your mind can focus on one task at a time. This uninterrupted flow leads to higher quality work and greater satisfaction. Creative ideas emerge more freely when the brain has space to wander and explore without distraction. Reconnecting with your environment often inspires new perspectives and solutions that screens cannot provide. Digital detox requires intentional boundaries. Decide on specific times or activities when you will disconnect completely. This could mean turning off your phone during meals, designating tech-free hours each day, or setting aside entire days for offline experiences. Consistency in these practices builds discipline and makes offline time a natural part of your routine. Clear boundaries prevent digital habits from creeping back in unnoticed. Cultivate hobbies and interests that do not involve screens. Engage in reading, cooking, gardening, exercising, or creative arts. These activities enrich your life and provide fulfilling alternatives to online distractions. They also stimulate different parts of your brain and body, contributing to overall well-being. Pursuing offline passions reconnects you with your authentic self and builds new skills. Mindfulness practices complement your offline efforts. Meditation, breathing exercises, or simply observing your surroundings with focused attention helps center your awareness. These practices train your mind to resist the pull of digital distractions and remain grounded. Over time, mindfulness strengthens your ability to choose presence over reactivity, deepening your connection with the real world. Notice how your body feels when you reduce screen time. Eye strain, headaches, and tension often accompany excessive device use. By stepping offline, you allow your body to rest and recover. Movement and fresh air support physical health and energy. Paying attention to bodily sensations fosters a holistic approach to well-being that integrates mind and body. Offline time encourages reflection on your values and priorities. Without constant input from the digital world, you gain clarity on what truly matters. This clarity guides your decisions and actions, aligning them with your authentic goals. Reconnecting with your real world helps you live intentionally rather than reacting to external noise. Social media can distort reality and create unrealistic expectations. Taking breaks from these platforms reduces comparison and envy. You begin to appreciate your own journey without distraction. This shift fosters self-acceptance and confidence. Being present in your real world strengthens your identity and reduces the need for external validation. Reconnect with nature whenever possible. Spending time outdoors has been proven to reduce stress and improve mood. Nature offers a calming backdrop for contemplation and rejuvenation. Whether it is a walk in the park, a hike in the woods, or simply sitting under a tree, these experiences refresh your spirit and inspire creativity. Nature reminds you of the bigger picture and your place within it. Offline moments enhance your ability to listen and communicate effectively. Without the noise of devices, conversations become richer and more meaningful. You notice subtle cues like tone, body language, and facial expressions. These details deepen your understanding and empathy. Improved communications strengthens your relationships and expands your influence. Create rituals around your offline time to make it special and rewarding. This might include enjoying a cup of tea without distractions, journaling your thoughts, or practicing gratitude. Rituals signal to your brain that this time is valuable and worthy of attention. They anchor your intention to stay connected with the real world and reinforce positive habits. Resist the urge to multitask with digital devices. Attempting to juggle multiple streams of information reduces effectiveness and increases stress. Focusing fully on one task or interaction at a time leads to better results and satisfaction. Offline commitment encourages single tasking and presence, improving both work quality and enjoyment. Recognize that staying offline is a skill that improves with practice. Initial attempts may feel uncomfortable or boring as your brain adjusts. This discomfort is temporary and signals growth. Gradually, you will find joy and fulfillment in the richness of the real world. Persistence builds resilience against digital temptations and deepens your capacity for presence. Offline time supports better sleep and mental health. Exposure to screens, especially before bedtime, disrupts natural rhythms and restfulness. Reducing screen use improves sleep quality, mood, and cognitive function. Prioritizing offline habits contributes to a balanced and healthy lifestyle that sustains long-term growth. Choose role models who demonstrate healthy digital habits and real-world engagement. Learn from their practices and attitudes toward technology. Surrounding yourself with people who value presence reinforces your own commitment. Community support makes staying offline easier and more enjoyable. Appreciate the freedom gained from unplugging. Time spent offline is a gift to yourself, a break from constant demands and distractions. This freedom fosters creativity, calm, and a sense of control. It empowers you to live deliberately and enjoy life's simple pleasures. Use offline time to reconnect with your goals and dreams. Without digital clutter, your vision becomes clearer. You can plan, reflect, and act with renewed focus. This clarity accelerates your transformation and builds momentum toward becoming unrecognizable in the best way. Being offline is a choice that honors your mind, body, and spirit. It restores balance in a world pulled in many directions. Reconnecting with your real world strengthens your foundation for growth, resilience, and joy. This habit supports your journey to becoming the best version of yourself. Commit to regular offline practices as an essential part of your transformation. Protect this time and guard it from intrusion. The quality of your offline experience shapes the quality of your life. This investment in presence is one of the most impactful steps you can take toward lasting change. Your real world holds the keys to your authentic power and happiness. Embrace the opportunity to engage fully with it. As you stay offline and reconnect, you become more grounded, focused, and alive. This connection fuels your growth and transforms your life profoundly and permanently. Chapter 16. Write your thoughts and clear your emotional mess. Emotions can be powerful forces that shape how you experience your life. When feelings become tangled and overwhelming, they cloud judgment and drain energy. Writing your thoughts offers a clear path to untangle this emotional mess and regain control. Putting pen to paper transforms chaos into clarity. This practice is not just about recording events, but about engaging deeply with your inner world, understanding it better, and freeing yourself from mental clutter. Writing your thoughts daily acts like a mental cleanse. It allows feelings to surface without judgment, creating space for reflection and insight. When emotions stay bottled up, they intensify and distort your perspective. But when you express them through writing, you relieve internal pressure and gain distance. This distance makes it easier to observe your feelings objectively and identify patterns or triggers that influence your mood. This habit encourages honesty with yourself. Writing demands truth because no one else needs to read your words. This privacy removes filters and pretenses, enabling authentic self-expression. Honest exploration leads to deeper understanding of your fears, hopes, frustrations, and desires. Awareness is the first step toward transformation. because you cannot change what you do not recognize clearly. Writing also fosters problem solving. When you articulate worries or conflicts, your mind begins to organize scattered thoughts into coherent narratives. This process reveals solutions or next steps that may not be obvious when emotions swirl inside. Writing acts as a dialogue between your conscious and subconscious, unlocking creativity and insight. It turns emotional noise into constructive reflection. Expressing gratitude in your writing amplifies emotional healing. Listing what you appreciate shifts attention from what is wrong to what is right. Gratitude fosters positive emotions and resilience, counteracting negativity's grip. It rewires your brain to notice opportunities and strengths rather than problems. This balanced perspective supports mental clarity and emotional stability. Journaling daily builds discipline and routine, essential for long-term growth. Even brief sessions create momentum. Regular writing becomes a trusted outlet for processing experiences, reducing stress and anxiety. Over time, the habit enhances self-awareness and emotional intelligence. You become more skilled at identifying subtle shifts in your mood and responding thoughtfully. Writing your thoughts also aids memory and learning. Documenting insights solidifies them in your mind. Revisiting past entries provides perspective on your progress and patterns. This reflection strengthens your ability to make conscious choices aligned with your values. It also offers encouragement by reminding you how far you have come. Physical act of writing engages the brain differently than typing. The tactile sensation of pen on paper connects you more deeply to your emotions and thoughts. This connection enhances focus and emotional release. Choosing your words carefully on paper slows down racing thoughts and invites mindfulness. This mindful attention nurtures emotional regulation and calm. Do not censor yourself or strive for perfection in your writing. The goal is expression, not style. Allow your thoughts to flow freely, including contradictions or discomfort. This freedom fosters honesty and depth. Editing can come later if desired, but initial raw writing holds the most healing power. Writing your emotional mess also builds resilience. By confronting difficult feelings directly, you reduce their power over you. Each written word is a step toward mastering your internal world rather than being controlled by it. This mastery strengthens your confidence and ability to handle future challenges calmly. Sharing selected writings with trusted people can deepen healing and connection. Expressing vulnerability builds trust and intimacy in relationships. Others may offer support or insights that enrich your perspective. However, always prioritize your comfort and boundaries when sharing personal thoughts. Use writing prompts if you struggle to start. Questions like, "What am I feeling right now?" or "What worries me most today?" guide your focus. Prompts help channel your mind productively and reduce overwhelm. They create a structure that supports ongoing practice. Writing also clarifies your goals and aspirations. When your emotions are settled, you can better envision your desired future. Articulating goals on paper makes them tangible and actionable. It bridges the gap between dreaming and doing by transforming abstract desires into concrete plans. Incorporate writing into your daily rituals to solidify the habit. Pair it with morning coffee, evening reflection, or post-exercise calm. Consistency creates a strong association and increases likelihood of sticking with it. This intentional practice anchors your emotional well-being and personal growth. Recognize that emotional clarity is a process, not a one-time event. Some days writing will feel effortless. Others may stir discomfort. Both experiences are valuable. Patience and persistence allow you to navigate this journey without judgment. Over time, emotional mess gives way to order and insight. Writing frees mental space by externalizing worries. When thoughts are contained on paper, they lose urgency in your mind. This reduction in mental clutter enhances concentration and peace. You can focus better on present tasks and relationships without emotional distractions. The practice strengthens your voice and self-expression. Articulating feelings builds confidence in communicating your needs and boundaries. Clear expression fosters healthier interactions and reduces misunderstandings. Writing becomes a rehearsal for assertiveness and emotional honesty in daily life. Engaging with your inner world through writing deepens self-compassion. Understanding the origins of your emotions fosters kindness toward yourself. This compassionate view promotes healing and reduces self-criticism. Writing becomes a tool for nurturing your relationship with yourself. In moments of overwhelm, writing offers immediate relief. A few minutes of focused expression calms the nervous system and grounds your thoughts. This quick reset prevents emotional escalation and impulsive reactions. It restores balance and clarity, enabling thoughtful responses. Writing your thoughts creates a permanent record of your journey. This archive documents growth, lessons, and evolving perspectives. Reviewing it reinforces motivation and reveals recurring themes to address. This continuity supports ongoing transformation and self-mastery. Commit to writing as a daily act of self-care and empowerment. Protect this time and treat it with respect. Your mind and emotions deserve regular attention and release. Writing is a practice of listening to yourself deeply and responding with wisdom. Through consistent writing, emotional mess dissolves into clarity and strength. You reclaim ownership of your inner world and create the foundation for lasting change. This habit accelerates your path to becoming unrecognizable in the best and most authentic way possible. Chapter 17. Build silence daily and hear your inner voice. Silence holds a unique power that few truly appreciate in today's non-stop world. The constant noise, both external and internal, overwhelms the mind and drowns out the subtle wisdom waiting within. Building silence daily is a deliberate act of reclaiming mental space and reconnecting with your inner voice. It is in these quiet moments that clarity, insight, and true understanding emerge. Developing a daily practice of silence fosters resilience, sharpens awareness, and strengthens your ability to navigate life with intention and calm. Silence is not merely the absence of sound, but the presence of stillness that allows deep listening. In the quiet, distractions fade, and your mind can settle. This settling reveals the undercurrents of thought and feeling that usually go unnoticed. When silence becomes a regular part of your day, you cultivate a space where intuition and inner guidance grow louder and clearer. Your inner voice is the truest compass you possess, offering wisdom rooted in your values and experiences. Incorporating silence requires intentionality. Start by setting aside specific times without interruption or noise. These moments can be brief, just a few minutes of focused stillness. Consistency matters more than duration. Daily practice trains your mind to slow down despite the busyness of life. Over time, silence becomes a refuge where you recharge and gain perspective. Silence supports mindfulness and presence. When you quiet external stimuli, you also calm mental chatter. This stillness anchors your awareness in the present moment rather than past regrets or future worries. Presence deepens your engagement with yourself and your surroundings, enhancing emotional regulation and decision-making. The simple act of being still refines your ability to observe without judgment. Hearing your inner voice means learning to distinguish it from fear, doubt, or societal conditioning. Your true voice speaks with calm confidence, compassion, and clarity. It does not rush or shout, but invites thoughtful reflection. Silence creates the conditions to discern this voice by lowering the volume of competing thoughts. When you listen deeply, your inner wisdom guides you toward choices aligned with your authentic self. Silence cultivates emotional balance. In quiet moments, you confront emotions without distraction. This honest encounter reduces overwhelm and promotes healing. Rather than reacting impulsively to feelings, silence gives you the space to process and respond with intention. Emotional resilience grows as you practice embracing discomfort without avoidance. Building silence daily also nurtures creativity. The absence of noise opens mental pathways that generate fresh ideas and solutions. Many breakthroughs come during moments of stillness, when the mind is free to explore without interruption. Silence provides fertile ground for innovation and personal insight. Digital distractions make silence rare and precious. Devices flood attention with constant alerts, demands, and information. Actively choosing silence is a form of resistance against this noise. Create tech-free zones or times to protect your quiet space. This discipline safeguards your mental clarity and allows your inner voice to surface. Silence encourages humility and patience. It teaches that not all answers come quickly or loudly. Sometimes wisdom emerges gradually through reflection and observation. Patience deepens trust in your inner guidance and reduces anxiety about uncertainty. Humility opens you to learning and growth beyond immediate desires. Use silence as a tool for problem solving. Instead of rushing for quick fixes, pause and reflect. This pause lets you access deeper understanding and creative alternatives. Decisions made from silent reflection tend to be wiser and more sustainable. Regular silence strengthens your ability to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. Silence builds self-trust. As you listen to your inner voice more frequently, you develop confidence in your judgment. This trust reduces reliance on external validation or opinions. You become your own steady guide amid life's challenges. This internal reliability fosters independence and courage. Incorporate silence into daily routines, such as waking up, before meals, or prior to important tasks. These consistent pauses create habits that reinforce calm and focus. Ritualizing silence makes it a natural and valued part of your lifestyle rather than an occasional luxury. Engage all senses in your silence practice. Notice sounds, smells, textures, or sights around you without labeling them. This sensory awareness enhances your connection to the present and enriches the quality of your stillness. Full sensory presence deepens mindfulness and anchors your attention. Silence strengthens your ability to listen to others. When your mind is calm, you hear more clearly and respond with empathy. This improved communication enhances relationships and fosters mutual understanding. Being silent within allows you to be fully present with others. Silence also supports spiritual growth. Many traditions emphasize quiet as essential for connection with something greater than oneself. Whether you view this as a higher power, nature, or universal truth, silence opens channels to profound meaning and peace. It deepens your sense of belonging and purpose. Embrace discomfort that arises in silence without fleeing. Restlessness or anxiety may surface when you first practice stillness. These feelings signal that you are confronting inner resistance and growing beyond old habits. Sitting with discomfort strengthens your mental toughness and emotional maturity. Gradually extend silent periods as comfort grows. Longer stretches reveal subtler layers of thought and feeling. Deeper insights emerge, fostering transformative self-awareness. This progression moves you beyond surface distractions toward authentic understanding. Track your experiences in silence through journaling or reflection. Note changes in mood, clarity, or insights. This record encourages ongoing commitment and reveals your evolving inner landscape. Reflecting on silence strengthens its impact and integrates lessons into daily life. Remember that silence is a gift you give yourself. It replenishes mental and emotional resources depleted by constant activity. Prioritizing silence honors your well-being and personal growth. This commitment nurtures the foundation for becoming unrecognizable in the best way. Ultimately, building silence daily is about reclaiming your power over your mind and life. It is a practice of self-mastery that enhances every aspect of your existence. Through silence, your inner voice becomes a guiding light that leads you toward clarity, strength, and fulfillment. This quiet transformation ripples outward, shaping your actions, relationships, and impact. By embracing silence, you create a sanctuary within that is always accessible. This sanctuary supports resilience amid uncertainty and complexity. It anchors you in what truly matters and fuels authentic change. Daily silence is not an escape, but a courageous return to your true self. Commit to building silence as a non-negotiable part of your routine. Protect this sacred time with discipline and respect. Over time, silence becomes a natural state where your inner voice thrives and guides you confidently forward. This practice is essential for deep, lasting transformation. Your inner voice holds the keys to your greatest potential. When you cultivate silence, you listen deeply and act wisely. This connection is the foundation for becoming unrecognizable in the most meaningful way. Through silence, you awaken to your authentic power and purpose. Chapter 18. Sleep on time and rebuild your willpower overnight. Sleep is the foundation upon which your willpower, clarity, and energy depend. Going to bed on time is not just a matter of routine, but a crucial act of self-respect and discipline that rebuilds your strength while you rest. The body and mind repair themselves during sleep, restoring your capacity to face challenges and make wise decisions. Neglecting timely sleep weakens your resolve and clouds your judgment, making it harder to sustain meaningful change. Prioritizing sleep establishes a powerful cycle where rest fuels your efforts and accelerates personal growth. Your brain requires consistent rest to function optimally. Sleep consolidates memories, processes emotions, and clears toxins that accumulate during the day. Without adequate sleep, cognitive abilities like focus, problem-solving, and impulse control deteriorate. This erosion directly impacts willpower, which depends on clear thinking and emotional regulation. Falling asleep at a regular hour ensures your brain completes these vital restorative processes, equipping you to resist distractions and maintain discipline. Willpower is a finite resource depleted by stress, decision fatigue, and lack of rest. When you sleep well, you replenish this resource naturally. The brain's prefrontal cortex, the center of self-control, regains strength during deep sleep phases. This recovery enhances your ability to delay gratification, stay motivated, and follow through on commitments. Conversely, poor or irregular sleep weakens this area, increasing susceptibility to temptations and poor choices. Sleeping on time safeguards your mental stamina and sharpens your resolve. Establishing a bedtime routine signals to your body that it is time to wind down. Habits like dimming lights, avoiding screens, and gentle stretching prepare your nervous system for rest. This routine aligns your internal clock, making falling asleep easier and more restorative. Consistency and timing trains your circadian rhythm, which regulates hormone release and energy cycles. A well-synced rhythm leads to deeper, more refreshing sleep that supports willpower rebuilding. Sleep also affects emotional balance. Lack of rest heightens reactivity and lowers frustration tolerance. When you sleep on schedule, your emotional brain calms, allowing you to respond thoughtfully rather than impulsively. Emotional resilience is vital for maintaining focus and persistence through discomfort. The restorative power of sleep strengthens this resilience, making daily challenges feel manageable rather than overwhelming. Many underestimate the importance of sleep in achieving personal transformation. Willpower alone cannot compensate for exhaustion and mental fog. Prioritizing sleep is a form of self-discipline that pays dividends in energy and mental clarity. It is a silent investment in your ability to take consistent action toward your goals. Choosing rest over late-night distractions reinforces your commitment to becoming unrecognizable in a positive way. Sleep hygiene practices enhance your ability to fall asleep on time and improve sleep quality. Avoid caffeine and heavy meals close to bedtime. Limit screen exposure as blue light disrupts melatonin production, the hormone responsible for sleep induction. Create a cool, dark, and quiet environment that promotes uninterrupted rest. These small adjustments optimize your body's natural readiness for sleep, making it easier to maintain a consistent schedule. Tracking your sleep patterns can reveal valuable insights. Use a journal or a tracking device to monitor bedtime, wake time, and perceived restfulness. Identifying patterns helps you understand what supports or hinders your sleep. This awareness enables targeted changes to improve rest and willpower restoration. Adjusting your schedule gradually rather than abruptly also promotes sustainable habits. Mindfulness and relaxation techniques before bed calm the mind and prepare you for deep sleep. Practices like focused breathing, progressive muscle relaxation, or guided imagery reduce anxiety and racing thoughts. These techniques enhance the transition from wakefulness to sleep and improve overall sleep quality. Cultivating calmness before bed strengthens mental fortitude for the next day's demands. Avoid over-reliance on stimulants or medications to manage energy. While they may provide temporary boosts, they interfere with natural sleep cycles and willpower renewal. Building natural energy through consistent sleep is more sustainable and healthier. It cultivates a stable foundation for long-term change rather than quick fixes that lead to burnout. Understanding your personal sleep needs is key. Most adults require 7 to 9 hours, but individual variation exists. Listening to your body's signals of tiredness and alertness helps you determine your optimal sleep duration. Honoring this need prevents chronic sleep debt that erodes mental strength and motivation. Restoring your willpower overnight relies on giving your body what it uniquely requires. Waking up refreshed after timely sleep sets a positive tone for the entire day. It increases motivation and encourages early engagement with productive habits. Morning energy supports momentum, making it easier to tackle difficult tasks and maintain discipline. Sleeping on time is thus a strategic choice that enhances your ability to seize each day with purpose and clarity. Building a sleep routine also teaches patience and respect for natural rhythms. Change rarely occurs overnight, and consistent rest supports gradual transformation. Valuing rest as part of your growth process reduces frustration and burnout. This mindset shift helps you approach challenges with steadiness and perseverance. Addressing obstacles to timely sleep is essential. Stress, worry, or uncomfortable environments may disrupt your rest. Taking proactive steps to manage stress through journaling, exercise, or seeking support improves sleep quality. Making your sleep environment inviting and comfortable encourages restful nights. Tackling these barriers reinforces your commitment to rebuilding willpower through sleep. Sleep on time is an act of honoring your potential. It reflects respect for your goals, body, and mind. This simple but powerful choice creates the conditions necessary for sustainable self-mastery. Each night of rest rebuilds your capacity to act with focus, courage, and resilience. It strengthens the very foundation on which your transformation stands. When you consistently prioritize sleep, you awaken not just physically, but mentally renewed. Your willpower sharpens, and distractions lose their grip. The clarity gained from adequate rest supports decisive action and confident living. Sleep becomes an ally in your journey, silently empowering every step toward becoming unrecognizable. In this way, bedtime becomes a sacred moment of preparation and renewal. It is the gateway to a stronger, wiser, and more disciplined you. By respecting your body's need for timely sleep, you ensure that your willpower is ready each morning to meet life's demands. This discipline shapes your identity and accelerates your transformation. Recognize that rebuilding willpower overnight through sleep is a powerful form of self-care and strength. It requires consistency, respect for your body's needs, and mindful habits. This investment in rest is a cornerstone of lasting change and daily improvement. It empowers you to face each day fully equipped with energy, clarity, and resolve. Your journey to becoming unrecognizable is supported every night by the restorative power of timely sleep. Embrace this practice as non-negotiable and essential. Protect your bedtime as fiercely as any other commitment to your growth. In doing so, you create a foundation for willpower that endures and propels you toward your highest potential. Chapter 19. Help someone today and create deeper human value. Helping someone today creates value that extends far beyond the immediate moment. It is a profound way to connect, grow, and enrich not only the lives of others, but also your own. When you reach out and offer support, kindness, or service, you cultivate a deeper sense of purpose and meaning. This act of giving activates a powerful cycle of generosity and gratitude, transforming relationships and communities. Choosing to help opens doors to unexpected opportunities and fosters emotional fulfillment that fuels your personal growth. The simplest acts of assistance, listening attentively, offering a hand, sharing knowledge, can make a significant difference. Helping does not require grand gestures. It begins with small, sincere efforts rooted in presence and compassion. These moments of genuine connection create ripples of goodwill that enhance human value in ways material wealth cannot match. Your willingness to contribute strengthens your empathy and broadens your understanding of others' experiences. Giving to others cultivates humility and breaks down barriers of isolation. It reminds you that life is interdependent and shared. Recognizing others' struggles and responding with kindness nurtures a mindset of abundance rather than scarcity. This mindset shifts your focus from personal limitations to collective potential. In turn, this broad perspective empowers you to act confidently and with purpose. Helping someone today also reinforces your own resilience and adaptability. Serving others often requires patience, creativity, and flexibility. Navigating these dynamics builds problem-solving skills and emotional intelligence. These qualities translate into greater self-mastery and effectiveness in all areas of life. When you practice generosity consistently, it becomes a source of inner strength and motivation. Engaging in acts of help enhances your sense of belonging and connection. Humans are wired for relationships, and contributing positively to others satisfies this fundamental need. These social bonds increase happiness and reduce stress. Feeling valued and useful creates a positive feedback loop that improves mental and physical health. Helping is therefore a practical strategy for enhancing overall well-being. Creating deeper human value requires attentiveness to what others truly need, rather than what you assume. Active listening and observation allow you to respond appropriately and respectfully. This thoughtful approach prevents superficial assistance and builds trust. When your help aligns with genuine needs, it is more impactful and appreciated. Developing this sensitivity sharpens your interpersonal skills and deepens relationships. Helping often involves stepping outside your comfort zone. Whether it means offering feedback, standing up for someone, or volunteering time, these actions challenge self-centered tendencies. Embracing discomfort as part of service expands your character and humility. It teaches that growth frequently arises through contribution rather than consumption. This realization enhances your commitment to continuous improvement. Service also promotes gratitude by exposing you to diverse perspectives and circumstances. Witnessing others' challenges can inspire appreciation for your own blessings. Gratitude nurtures optimism and emotional balance, which are essential for sustained progress. Regularly helping others cultivates this attitude naturally and grounds you in a positive outlook despite difficulties. Approach helping as an opportunity for learning and reflection. Each interaction offers insights about humanity and yourself. Reflecting on these experiences fosters wisdom and deepens your understanding of meaningful connection. This reflective practice turns everyday assistance into a pathway of self-discovery and transformation. Helping builds a legacy that transcends material achievements. The positive impact you have on others echoes beyond your immediate environment. This legacy forms a foundation of respect, influence, and inspiration. Contributing to the welfare of others aligns your actions with larger values and purpose. Such alignment sustains motivation and clarity in your personal journey. Taking action to help requires deliberate choice and overcoming inertia. The temptation to prioritize personal gain or convenience can hinder generosity. Recognizing and resisting these tendencies strengthens discipline and integrity. Committing to help regularly embeds generosity into your character and daily habits. This commitment is essential for authentic and lasting change. Supporting others improves communication skills and emotional sensitivity. Navigating different personalities and situations requires adaptability and empathy. These interactions enhance your ability to understand nuanced emotional cues and respond effectively. Improving these skills enhances all areas of life, including leadership and collaboration. Help is not only about others, but also about creating a positive self-identity. Being known as a person who cares and acts with kindness boosts self-esteem and purpose. This identity reinforces positive behavior and attracts like-minded people who further support your growth. Building this reputation is a practical strategy for nurturing a growth-oriented environment. Regular acts of help deepen your connection to community and culture. Engaging with diverse groups fosters inclusivity and broadens your worldview. This broader perspective reduces prejudice and promotes cooperation. These social benefits strengthen your capacity to navigate complex environments with grace and confidence. Helping builds momentum that propels personal progress. Each act of generosity generates positive emotions that inspire continued effort. This momentum counters discouragement and fatigue. It creates a virtuous cycle where giving energizes your motivation and sustains your transformation. Incorporate helping into daily life through intentional practices. Simple ways include offering compliments, assisting co-workers, volunteering or mentoring. These small actions accumulate into significant positive change over time. Prioritizing regular help ensures it becomes a natural and joyful part of your routine. Balance helping others with maintaining healthy boundaries. Effective help requires awareness of your limits to avoid burnout or resentment. Setting clear boundaries preserves your energy, and ensures your assistance remains meaningful. This balance reflects mature self-care and sustainable generosity. Helping encourages vulnerability and openness. Sharing your time and resources exposes you to uncertainty and dependence on others. Embracing vulnerability fosters trust and deepens connections. This openness is a strength that enriches relationships and supports mutual growth. Witnessing the impact of your help reinforces faith in your ability to make a difference. Positive feedback and gratitude affirm your efforts and build confidence. These affirmations fuel further action and deepen your commitment to growth. Celebrating these moments nurtures joy and resilience. Helping also teaches patience with the pace of change. Not all assistance yields immediate results. Learning to accept gradual progress reduces frustration and sustains effort. This patience is crucial for long-term transformation and relationship building. Creating deeper human value is ultimately an investment in collective evolution. Your actions contribute to a culture of support, kindness, and shared success. This culture fosters environments where everyone can thrive. Participating in this evolution strengthens your sense of purpose and belonging. Choose to help today as a practical step toward becoming unrecognizable in the best way. This choice expands your influence and enriches your life with meaning. Serving others is a powerful practice that cultivates wisdom, courage, and connection. Through helping, you awaken the best in yourself and contribute to the best in the world. Chapter 20. Look in the mirror and commit to permanent change. Looking in the mirror is more than just seeing your reflection. It is an invitation to confront who you are, acknowledge where you stand, and decide who you want to become. This simple act demands honesty, courage, and unwavering commitment. Committing to permanent change begins here with a clear and focused intention that moves beyond temporary fixes or fleeting motivation. It is about facing reality fully and taking responsibility for your life with deliberate purpose. This moment holds the power to transform your identity and set you on a path of lifelong growth. The mirror reflects not just your appearance, but your habits, beliefs, and the stories you tell yourself. When you look closely, you see the patterns that have shaped your past and the limits you have accepted. This clarity allows you to recognize areas needing change without judgment. Acknowledging weaknesses alongside strengths creates a balanced understanding that grounds your transformation. Self-awareness gained through this honest reflection is the foundation of all meaningful progress. Making a commitment to permanent change requires more than a wish or a desire. It demands a decision grounded in discipline and clarity of purpose. This commitment is a promise to yourself that no matter the obstacles, you will persist in becoming the best version of yourself. It replaces wishful thinking with action and replaces excuses with accountability. Such resolve shifts your mindset from victimhood to mastery, empowering you to take control of your destiny. True commitment involves setting clear, specific goals aligned with your core values. These goals guide your actions and measure your progress. Vague intentions dissipate quickly, but well-defined objectives create focus and momentum. Reviewing your goals regularly keeps your commitment alive and responsive to evolving challenges. This clarity helps maintain motivation when enthusiasm wanes and distractions arise. Building permanent change also requires patience and acceptance of the process. Change is rarely immediate or linear. There will be setbacks, doubts, and moments of frustration. Embracing these experiences as part of growth fosters resilience and persistence. Patience with yourself and the journey prevents discouragement and supports steady advancement. Understanding that transformation unfolds over time helps maintain realistic expectations and long-term dedication. Accountability is a vital element in sustaining commitment. Sharing your goals and progress with trusted individuals strengthens your resolve. External support provides encouragement, honest feedback, and reminders of your purpose when self-doubt creeps in. This network creates a sense of responsibility beyond yourself, increasing the likelihood of follow-through. Accountability partners or mentors can challenge and inspire you, accelerating your transformation. Committing to permanent change demands consistent daily actions that align with your goals. Small, deliberate choices compound into lasting habits. Skipping one day or making excuses weakens progress and undermines confidence. The accumulation of focused effort creates momentum and redefines your identity. Repetition of positive actions rewires your brain, making new behaviors automatic and natural. This consistency is the engine driving permanent transformation. Self-discipline is the bridge between intention and action. It is the ability to do what needs to be done even when motivation fades or discomfort arises. Developing discipline requires training your mind to prioritize long-term benefits over short-term pleasures. It means creating structure and boundaries that protect your goals. Discipline builds confidence in your ability to control impulses and navigate challenges. This inner strength supports sustainable change rather than temporary bursts of effort. Facing your reflection also means confronting fears and insecurities that block growth. Fear of failure, rejection, or the unknown can paralyze progress. Recognizing these fears and naming them reduces their power. Viewing fear as a signal rather than a barrier allows you to act despite discomfort. Courage grows through repeated exposure to challenges and discomfort. This bravery transforms obstacles into opportunities for growth and deepens your commitment. Permanent change involves cultivating a growth mindset, the belief that your abilities and qualities can improve with effort. This mindset embraces learning from mistakes and viewing setbacks as feedback. It encourages experimentation and adaptation rather than rigid perfectionism. A growth mindset fuels perseverance and reduces fear of failure. It also fosters curiosity and openness to new possibilities, enriching your transformation. Self-compassion plays a crucial role in committing to lasting change. Being kind and understanding toward yourself during struggles prevents discouragement and burnout. Self-compassion nurtures emotional resilience and sustains motivation. It balances high standards with realistic expectations, creating a supportive inner environment. This gentle attitude encourages persistence without harsh self-criticism or shame. Tracking your progress is a practical tool to reinforce commitment. Recording achievements, lessons learned, and challenges overcome provides evidence of growth. This reflection boosts confidence and identifies areas needing adjustment. It also celebrates milestones, maintaining enthusiasm and reinforcing positive identity shifts. Monitoring progress transforms abstract intentions into concrete reality. Eliminating distractions and negative influences supports your commitment. Surrounding yourself with people and environments aligned with your goals creates a supportive context. Removing temptations and toxic relationships reduces resistance and fosters clarity. This intentional curation of your external world enhances focus and sustains momentum. A conducive environment is a strategic asset in maintaining permanent change. Visualizing your future self, who embodies the changes you desire, strengthens commitment. This mental image creates emotional motivation and clarifies purpose. Visualizing success prepares your mind for real-life action and builds confidence. Regularly revisiting this vision keeps you connected to why change matters deeply. It transforms abstract goals into compelling aspirations that drive sustained effort. Embracing responsibility for your choices empowers you to shape your life actively. This ownership rejects excuses and victim mentality. It acknowledges your power to influence circumstances and outcomes. Taking full responsibility cultivates integrity and builds self-trust. This trust fuels confidence and reduces anxiety about the unknown. Responsibility is the cornerstone of authentic and lasting transformation. Adopting daily rituals that support your change commitment embeds new identity traits. Rituals provide structure, reinforce values and anchor intentions in practice. Whether morning routines, journaling, or mindfulness, rituals create habitual reinforcement. These practices signal your brain to maintain focus and align behavior with goals. Rituals become the scaffolding that supports continuous growth. Learning from setbacks without losing momentum is critical. Challenges provide valuable information and build strength. Reflecting on difficulties without judgment turns obstacles into lessons. Adjusting strategies in response to feedback maintains progress. This adaptability is essential for enduring change and prevents stagnation. Celebrating your evolution honors your effort and fuels further commitment. Recognizing growth cultivates gratitude and joy. These positive emotions enhance motivation and reduce burnout. Celebration strengthens your connection to purpose and identity. It reaffirms the value of your journey and inspires continued dedication. The act of looking in the mirror and committing to permanent change is a powerful symbol of transformation. It signifies readiness to embrace discomfort, learn and grow continuously. This commitment redefines who you are at the core and influences every aspect of life. It is a declaration that you will no longer accept old limitations or excuses. Instead, you choose progress, mastery, and fulfillment. In this moment of honest reflection and determination, you plant the seed for profound transformation. The choice to commit permanently shifts your trajectory toward becoming unrecognizable in the best possible way. It is a daily practice supported by discipline, patience, and self-compassion. Through this commitment, you create a life aligned with your highest values and deepest aspirations. Your reflection is not just a physical image, but a mirror of your soul's potential. Committing to permanent change honors this potential and ignites your power to evolve. This commitment shapes your habits, mindset, and relationships. It becomes the foundation for a meaningful and impactful life. Each day you uphold this commitment, you step closer to the person you are meant to be.